Tonight I'm on live. I want to talk about my Easter, the last 3 days with my Easter basket sales. And then I want to talk and show this large, like 3 different days that I went to the bin store and got some really awesome items. And I want to talk about those. And that's what this video is going to be about tonight. Let me get so I can be able to see comments and everything. Let me get my other phone set up. And let's see. Okay, now I can see the comments whenever someone comes in. But this live tonight, first I wanted to welcome anybody that comes in. And I want to talk about Easter sales and how I originally started out not wasn't going to be doing Easter sales. Good evening, Angela. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Tonight's live, I'm doing a recap of my Easter sales. Good evening, Bedazzling Designs. I'm doing a recap of my 3-day Easter sales, and then I'm going to do a I think it was like 3 different days of my bin store hauls and all of the awesome finds that I was able to find. Good evening, Maria. How are y'all? How are y'all all doing? Yep, how are y'all all doing tonight? Come on in, come on in. I'm excited to share with you all what I was able to find at the bin store. I'm now getting ready. Well, I was getting ready for Mother's Day right after Valentine's Day. But then at some point, I decided I was going to do Easter baskets. And when I decided, hey, Vera, how are you? When I decided I was going to do, I'm doing pretty good. Today I was a little tired. My back got to bothering me, and I was like, no, 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 I'm not claiming that. We're not having that. I put my stuff on and put my patch on my back and kept on moving. I was like, nope, you're not going to take me out. I had 3 great days this weekend. I was like, nope. Good evening, Gift Basket by Yolanda. Thanks for coming in. Pink Statue, thank you for coming in. Yeah, but I wanted to first talk about Easter and the Easter baskets. Well, when I decided I was going to do Easter baskets, I had no Easter baskets that I could use for kids. Then not only did I didn't have Easter baskets, wait a minute. Okay. I didn't have Easter baskets, but I didn't have any toys and I didn't have anything to put in the Easter baskets. So being me, I said, okay, everything now is all going to be full price at every store that I went to. And I figured that it'd be better. Oh no, Vera. And it didn't turn cold. So I know this is not the time for you to not have a heater. So I said, well, it's time for me to go do what I do best and or go shop where I like to shop best. So I went and I hit the my bin stores and I went on a couple of times. One I went on $4 day, another time I went on a $2 day, and then another time I went on 50-cent day. And when I went between them 3 days, of course, I didn't just shop for toys. I had to get some of the regular things that I always like to buy. But when I said they came through for me with the toys that I needed, I was able to get some Transformers. And the Transformers I got I think I got a few on $4 day, and I got a few on $2 a day. There was none on when I went for 50 cents, but it was $2 a day. I was able to get the Bumblebee on one day, and Optimus Prime was another day, and then one of the other figures that I'm not sure who it was, but I was able to find that one. So in one of my baskets, I put all of the Optimus. I put the Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, the other character. I found some Squishmallow, Bumblebee, and Optimus Prime. I mean, I filled that basket with everything that I could think of. Transformer. I found Transformer toothpaste. So, I mean, I just filled that basket. And I said, well, that basket ended up being, with by the time I put everything, because I went to Walmart to buy some other stuff that I couldn't find, but because I wanted to load it with Transformer items. So then I went on and I was like, okay, this is going to be like a $65 basket. So Vera, can I ask you to be one of my moderators? And Maria, can I ask can I make you a moderator? Okay, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. So then I made that one, but then at the I was also able to find um the Monster Jam trucks. So I did two baskets that had Monster Jam trucks in them. One was Spider-Man and Black Panther together, and then a Gravedigger and somebody else I've never heard of. But the young lady that bought it for her son, she said her son knew um, every last one of those characters that I had in there, and she bought that one from me. And then I did another basket, and I had a Batman Monster Jam truck and two different Gravedigger ones, and I had a coloring book, and everything in those two had Monster Jam everything. Because what I couldn't find at the bin store, I went to Walmart and a couple of other places and got them. And then the ones I got for my girls, the bin store came through for me. The bin store had this extra large Squishmallow, and I did a Squishmallow one for a little girl, and that one I had a large Squishmallow. I had the toothbrush, toothpaste, dental floss, some Squishmallow band aids, some Squishmallow toys. It was everything. Everything had to do with Squishmallows that was in there. And only thing out it gave I had a few Barbie items because I had two really nice Barbie baskets that were filled with all kind of Barbie stuff, and I found some stuff at the bin store, and then I had to go to Walmart and buy the actual dolls because they didn't have any of the dolls, and I wanted one of the nicer tall dolls in there, so I got those. But overall, when I started with the hey Tina, how are you? Thank you for coming in. When I started with the deciding that I was going to do, I said I was only going to do 6 and 6. I was only going to do 12 because, like I said, I had already finished. I think I had 30. I had been working on 30 Mother's Day baskets already. So I stopped the Mother's Day baskets and went to the Easter baskets. And so I got enough stuff from the bin store, pretty much. Bin store pretty much filled me up to help me with those baskets. And then what I didn't have, I went to Walmart, and then like the candies that I got to add in there, I went to Dollar Dollar General and Dollar Tree, and I got those for that one. And I was able to do those 12. And then I end up not I end up selling on my second day that morning. I end up selling all of the things I had for girls. So I had, like I said, I had 6 girls and 6 boys. And I was like, oh no, what am I going to do now? I only have one little girl. And then I went home and I said I'll try it and see if I have anything else that I could have used. And then I found another squishmallow, and it wasn't a really big one, but I had a smaller squishmallow. So I was able to take that squishmallow and make another basket. And then I remember I had gotten these craft DIY. It said it was a DIY craft flower kit, and I had two of them. And then I found two pink. Um, I'm not sure which kind of animal it was, but it was a girly animal that I had gotten. I don't know, from either Walmart or Walgreens or one of them during Valentine's when I got the bears. So I took that, put it on top of it, put some bubbles on top of that, put some little girly barrettes and the scrunchies and a couple of things like that. And I put that all in the basket, closed up the basket, and I made was able to take out 3 more. Hey Hope, thank you for coming in. Then I was able to come in with those. I bought out 3 more, and that was for Sunday morning. Now, I've listened and watched a lot of people's lives this weekend and their videos, and there were a lot of hurt people and there was a lot of discouraged people um, this weekend because they were saying that they didn't get many sales and they didn't know what was going on, and they were saying that about the economy. Kia, glad to hear that you sold out. Awesome. Awesome. But they were talking about, and I was feeling bad for them because I originally, like I said, I was not going to do Easter. I've never done, this is my second year doing baskets, but I didn't do Easter last year. So I didn't have any thoughts on doing Easter. Um, and I said, well, I only went out on the street with 12 baskets. So if I sold 12 baskets, that'd have been a sellout because I didn't have but 12 baskets. But what I did when I went out, I said, no, I'm going out with these 12 Easter baskets. But I also went out with those 20 something Mother's Day baskets. I had 6 or 7 men's baskets that I had done, that I was saying that I was going to just have them because in case somebody wants a man's basket. So I took all of those out with me. And when I sold I sold 6 baskets my first day on Friday. I sold 6 baskets on Saturday. And then I sold 17, 16, 17, 17, I think it was, on Sunday. And the very last basket that I sold on Sunday before I packed up was one of my Mother's Day baskets. When she came out, I said, "Well, what kind of gift are you looking for? You looking for? All I have is two boys Easter basket, but I have ladies baskets and I have men's baskets." She said, "Well, I'm looking for a gift for my mom." And I had already started putting up the some of the gifts, and I said, "Well, let me show you one that you might like." I said, "These are all what I have here, but let me show you one that I think you might like." And I opened it up, went and got it, and I opened it up, and I showed her this one that I had just not too long ago made. And I really liked this one, and I did it for Valentine's. I did 2 of them, and they sold as soon as I put them out. And as soon as I sold it to her, she said, "Okay, you don't even have to show me no more. I want that one for my mother." And she bought that one, and that was my last one, which made 17 that night. So I ended up with a total of 27 or 29 baskets that I end up selling. But my thoughts in the whole overall thing is I wasn't going out for Easter. So I went out for Easter. I end up selling 25, 27, 29, regardless of what the end up number was. I end up selling all of that on a day and the time when I really wasn't going out at all. So, but one of the things that I did every single morning when I got out to where my location was, before I got out the car, I stopped and I said a prayer. I asked God to be with me. I asked him to cover me in this location where I was, and I asked him to send whoever it is that he wants to buy my items to send them to me. Now, when I on Sunday, it rained. I knew it was supposed to rain. We had already known that. So me and my son went out at 7, got set up around 7:30. And our thing was is we was going to stay until about 10:30 because it's supposed to start raining at 11. And we were going to stay out there until 11. Now, I know how it feels. I know how every last person who posted their posts and who talked about how they felt about not getting any baskets, so not selling any baskets. Good evening, Tiffany's Towels and Robbie, Robbie's. How y'all doing this evening? Um, I know how they felt because from 7:30 after I got set up until 10:30, I did not have one customer. And I sat there and at first I said, Lord, I'm not going to be defeated because I just prayed and asked you to do what you needed to do. And then my son came and he was like, Mom, we're not leaving. I don't care if it start raining or not. We're not leaving. We're not leaving until after you get some sales. And I know you're going to get some sales. And so, and then I talked to my husband before he went into church service, and he said, Lil, stay out until at least 2 o'clock. Give the people time to get out of church, regardless of whether it rains or not. I said, okay, we bought the tent out just in case it rained so that the stuff would be covered and the people would have somewhere to shield them from the rain. So I want to say maybe about 1 o'clock. This gentleman drove up. Keep in mind, it's raining now. This gentleman drove up and he started looking and asking me for prices because he didn't get out the car. It was an older gentleman. He didn't get out the car. He said, I need to get 3 baskets. And so I started holding up different ones of what he said, what he was interested in. And he ended up buying 3 baskets and then he left. And I looked at my son and my son said, see, Mom, I told you we just was going to stay out here and we're going to just wait until we ain't going nowhere until at least 3 o'clock. Well, next minute, another customer comes up and they get a basket. Another customer comes up and she got a basket. Now, the customer that came up that blew me away for the rest of the day was a young lady came up. She was talking and chatting with my son. I got out the truck and I came and I started talking to her. And she says, I need to buy 7 gifts. And I said, 7? She said, I need to buy 7 gifts. I have 6 kids and I got a husband at home and I need to get 7 gifts. I said, not a problem. She got out the car. She said, no, let me get out the truck. Let me come over here and look and see. And so she said, well, first, what do you have for a man? And I had one man's gift that I think it was a set that had Ben Sherman items in it. And she says, okay, I want that one. And then she walked around and she says, okay, I need those 3 girls. I need those 2 boys and I need one more. And then I showed her some other styles and she ended up getting that. So she got 7 gifts, excuse me. And I made treat bags and I put them to the side. So I said, every time somebody buys a basket, I will give them a treat bag to go with their basket. So I went to hand her 5 treat bags and she says, what are these for? I said, oh no, they go with the basket. I said, because there's no candy in the baskets besides one egg. And it has a little bit of candy in it. I said, but I made them a treat bag with chips and drinks and candy and all of that kind of stuff. And she said, awesome, awesome. So I gave her those. And then I kind of just looked at my son and he said, but Mom, what if we would have left? What if we would have pulled off, would have broke down and went on and left this location? And I said, you're so right. I said, but like you said, like my husband has said, and I spoke to Hope on the phone, and she also said, no, Miss Lillian, you're gonna stay right there until at least 3 o'clock. Because she kept telling she declared to me, and as I'm gonna say, she prophesied to me and told me that I was gonna sell most of the stuff I had on my table. And even though I didn't sell all of the stuff I had on my table, I didn't come back home. I started out with 4 big containers full of items. When I came back home, I had 2 containers that had stuff in them, and that was it. And so I wanted to, and I've said I'm going to probably just make a video on it and not a live, but I wanted to be an encouragement to a lot of the ladies who kind of said that they was discouraged about that doing Easter, and they don't think they'll do it again, and that kind of thing. And a lot of times, I'm not going to say that you didn't do it or you did do it, but see, this business that I have, hi pretty girl by Tasha, how you doing? The business that I have, I don't I don't want to do anything without the Lord being first. I don't want to take it upon myself. And that's what I kind of went and said when I said I don't want to do Easter. I'm not doing Easter. I'm going to only do um I'm going to start from Valentine's to Mother's Day, and I'm not touching Easter. But then he made some circumstances come into play, which made me feel like, okay, I need to step up to the plate and I need to go handle my business. And that's when I made the decision about, okay, I'm doing Easter. But then I asked him, and I'll be transparent. I asked him for a certain amount of money for Easter. I said, well, if I'm going to do this, I need to do this all the way. And I'm looking to make a certain amount of money. And to me, I wasn't being greedy. I didn't care about going over that amount. I just wanted to make a certain amount of money if I was going to do this. And I went out on Friday morning saying that I wanted to make $500 before the weekend was over. Because, can keep in mind, I only had 12 and 12. I only had 6 and 6 Easter baskets. So I was set out to go make $500 for that weekend. And I said, closed mouths don't get fed. And if there's a money amount that you need, sometimes you have to ask for it. But see, the God that I have, the God that I know, the man that I know who looks after me, I know that he says he will take care of all of my needs according to not what I want, but according to what he want me to have. And I'm going to share it because I don't have no shame in my game. He doubled what I asked him for Sunday when I left. I only asked for $500. He doubled that amount and gave me that to walk away with. And I couldn't stop thanking him that evening for what he did, because that was not my doing. My doing was I was almost ready to pack it up when it started pouring down raining. But everybody says, stand still. And my husband says, remember, you said a specific prayer. You've already told me you prayed about it, and I know you. Just sit still and watch him work. And that's what I did. I sat still and I watched him work. I don't take credit for nothing that happened from the time I went to the bin store looking for items all the way until Sunday evening when we shut down. I don't take credit for any of that, because some of the items that was in the bin store, I didn't get to the bin store no day bright early, first thing, soon as they open up. I didn't get there none of those days. I didn't go until the afternoon. And every one of them stores had stuff look like it was sitting there waiting for me. All the toys that I was able to find that went in all 12 of them baskets, or 12, 13, 14, 15, all 18 of them baskets was sitting there waiting for me. That ain't nothing but God. That wasn't me. That was God showing me, I heard you. I know what you need. I'll take care of it. And that's how I look at it. Somebody else may look at it totally different, but that's how I look at it. And that's because I know that I serve a big God, and I know that my God answers my prayers. I know that He's there with me. I know that He says He'll never leave me nor forsake me. I know that He says if I don't ask, I can't get. A closed hand, a closed mouth can't be fed. And that's how I looked at it. I had a want for something. I went out and I got those baskets together, and then I asked for a certain amount of money. But He said, I'm bigger than that. I'm bigger than that $500 you asked me for. You do the work, I'll do the rest. Which is why they say faith without works is dead. See, I had faith that I was going to get that $500. Didn't know how, didn't know when, didn't know none of that. I knew I was going to get the $500. I didn't know anything about the 1,000 because I didn't ask for 1,000. But I knew I was getting the 500 without a shadow of a doubt because I did the work. I put the work in. I put the time in. So I knew that was coming. And I didn't want to be on here sharing, talking about this, but I think that some people needed to hear that because there were a lot of people that I was sitting there watching, and I kept watching video after video after video after video, and I kept praying for those people and asking God to not make them feel that way, because a lot of people were saying they were discouraged. They don't think they're going to do it again. But if you just starting out, you've got to do it again. Last year, if you were doing it last year, don't mean this year is going to be the same. Situations happen, things happen. But the one thing I want people to always understand, and this is one of the things that when I talk to different people and we talk about it, is, okay, people talked about the economy. The economy is down. The economy is bad. The economy is this. The economy is that. Okay. A lot of folks, especially DHS folks, they haven't gotten paid in 2 months. But here's the thing that I always say. You have not seen or heard Michael Kors filing bankruptcy, his stores closing. You have not seen Coach stores closing or them filing bankruptcy. You have not seen Nike closing or filing bankruptcy, and some of the other ones, Louis Vuitton, some of the other ones that we go to the store and we buy their items. So my thought is like this: if those stores are not closing down, economy is not as bad as you think it is. People buy what they want to buy. People spend money where they want to spend money. And that's how I looked at that, is no, you might not want to pay $100 for an Easter basket for your child, but you most certainly will pay $30 for an Easter basket for your child. It's just all about the person. Because and every time I go, I don't care if it's from my embroidery work that I do, my rhinestone work that I do, my basket work that I do. I don't let people dictate to me anymore about my prices, because my prices are my prices. Like I had to tell one man before when he told me that my embroidery was too high. And I asked him, I said, sir, I'm going to ask you a personal question. Can you tell me what you do for a living? And I forgot what he said that he did for a living. But I told him, I said, okay, I want to ask you a question. Your boss come in today and he tells you that I want you to work today. I want you to stay at work, but I want you to work today for 8 hours without being paid. I said, what would you tell him? You would not do that, would you? He said, oh, no, I ain't staying at work and working for 8 hours and not be paid. I said, then why are you going to stand here in my face and look at stuff that I have sat at home and made with my hands and tell me that costs too much? But you just said that your boss could not come in and tell you to work for 8 hours and not pay you. So why do you feel like it's fair for you to tell me that that's too much? That man turned around and bought the item he was looking at that he said was too much, bought a couple of other things, and then gave me a tip behind it and told me nobody's never explained it to him like that. I told him, I said, my time is just as important as your time, and your time got a price on it just like mine's does. And from that day on, day forth, I have never allowed anyone to tell me, well, your stuff is too high. Okay, well, you're not my customer. If that's how you feel, then you're not my customer. I wish I knew where you was set up because I didn't do Easter. I needed a boost to start. When I met you in person at the bin store, preached. Thank you, Tina. But that's what we have to start looking at. We have to stop letting people dummy down us. Because just because I don't go out here to a 9 to 5 and hit a time clock does not mean that my time is not as important as your time is. Who hits a time clock? And don't tell me to take $5 an hour for something and you feel like you should be paid $20 an hour. Don't sit here and tell me to take $5 an hour because you say that t-shirt that has all them rhinestones on it that you sat down and did, it costs that's too much. You're asking too much for it. No, then you're not my customer. And I'm okay with you leaving and not buying anything. I said, because I always, everywhere I go to go sell anything, I always say, God, bring the people that you will have to purchase from me to my location. And I leave it alone. If you come to my location and you start hee-hawing about that's too much, and first of all, I'm not going to lower the price. I'm not going to look. So if that's what you're calling yourself doing, you came to the wrong table. And I don't have a problem telling you that, no, I guess you're not my customer. And I'm okay with it if you walk away. It's okay. It's okay. It's a million. It can be 1,000 basket makers out here, 1,000 people who do embroidery, 1,000 people who do rhinestones. There is enough people out here and enough money out here for all of us to make money. So I don't need or have to worry about you. I'm going to be jealous of you. I'm going to be envy of you. I'm going to be upset because you make more of this and you make more of that and you do this and you do that. I don't have time for any of that because I also say, and I need everybody, I don't care if you're a basket maker or crafter or whatever, is what God has for you is for you and nobody can take it. Nobody can take away what God has for you. Nobody can open a door that God has closed, and nobody can shut a door God has opened. Nobody can do that. And we need to get that under our belts before we go out here for Mother's Day. See, I'm claiming big numbers for Mother's Day because I serve a big God. And as long as I do what I need to do and I get myself right, I know he gonna take care of it. I'm looking for big numbers this year. I did pretty good last Mother's Day, but I'm looking for big numbers this year. So I'm gonna put the time in. I'm gonna do what I need to do. I'm gonna keep hitting my bin store, which is I can't wait to show you some of the items that I've purchased. Excuse me, at the bin store here that's in front of me or on the sides of me. I can't wait to show you some of the stuff that he's put there. And as far as I was concerned, they were waiting for me to come and get them when I got to the bin store. And I've already said I'm going to be out of town for a little bit. And when I come back, I'm going to hit the bin store some more so that I can see what I need for Mother's Day. Thank you, Vera. Yeah, I'm like I told my husband yesterday that I'm done. I'm tired of selling myself short. I'm past the point. I've been doing crafting of some kind of way since I started crafting back in 1996. I got married in 1997. I wanted to make my own um I wanted to do my own wedding decorations. I wanted to make my own bouquet. I wanted to make the boutonnieres. I wanted to make all the corsages. I wanted to do the flower arrangements. I wanted to do all of that myself because I saw the picture that I wanted in my head. And I couldn't figure out how to tell somebody what was in my head. So I said, well, you know what? The best way for me to learn how to figure out what I need to know is I got to figure out how to do this on my own. Where at the time we were living in Maryland and they had a community college. Well, the community college taught a class on flower arrangements, silk flower arrangements. I took that class. They had a jewelry class that taught you how to make a necklace, a bracelet, and earrings. I made everybody's jewelry. I took the flower class and I did everything that we needed for flowers. And I'm trying to see what else did. And I got my wedding gown and everything that I wanted, and I got a veil, and the veil didn't look the way I wanted it to look. So I went to the fabric store and got a whole thing of lace, a whole, I don't know how many yards, but so many yards of lace, and I intertwined that lace with the veil that I had bought so it could look the way I wanted it to look. And from that point on, that's when I would say my crafting really started. So, and that was back in 1997. And I've been doing different types of crafts from that point on, from ceramics to jewelry, uh, flower arrangements, weddings, wedding coordinating, all of that. I did all of that. And I felt like, a lot of times I always dummied down my stuff, always dummied down. I never thought I was that good. I never thought I was that good. And a lot of people have told me, Lillian, you make wonderful stuff. Your stuff is awesome. But I am funny. I am really, really particular on, I'm not going to give you anything that I would not give myself. If I do something, like there's been embroidery jobs that I've done, and let's say it looks really nice, but let's say a little couple of stitches on the side didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out, or it jumped just a little bit. But it's not noticeable to the customer, it's noticeable to me. Well, because it's noticeable to me, I don't give it to you. I'll go and get another shirt and start all over again. And then I go, well, by the way, I did do this one and it jumped just a little bit. If you want this one, I'll give it to you. Every time I've done that, so the person is saying, Miss Lillian, you are the only one who saw that. I didn't see that. Here, take this money and for both of these shirts. I've done it when I did vinyl. It didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out. It didn't look like I wanted it to look. I gave them the second shirt. They went on and gave me some money towards it. When I was doing skirts, I was doing African skirts. I did 15 African skirts before I would tell anybody I'll make a skirt for them. And it was because I guess I had that perfectionist thing that I wanted everything to be right because I didn't want you to get anything and something be wrong with it. I still feel that way. I still have that, which is why when I make a basket, if I ain't crazy about the basket, I don't think you're going to be crazy about the basket. But I learned to change that because what looks good to me don't look good to me looks good to somebody else. So I had to stop being my worst critique as well. Or as they say, I used to say my worst enemy, because I would say that don't look right. But then I go and I show you or send a picture to somebody and say, well, tell me what you think. Do you like that? And they'll be, Miss Lillian, what's wrong with it? And I'll go, never mind. But I'm not there anymore. I've done all of that. I felt the stuff that I felt. I've gone through the hurt far as my businesses and stuff is concerned. But like I said, this year, when I first started this year, I was like, Lord, this is my year. I'm coming out. I'm showing everything that I can do. I know that you're behind me. You're in front of me. You're going to go ahead of me. You're going to make room for all the things that I need to have done. And I'm going to walk through those doors like I own those doors. So what I'm saying to everybody who's over this Easter weekend have felt discouraged, have felt defeated, that didn't want, say that they're not going to do anything anymore. They don't know if they're going to go and do Mother's Day and anything like that. If you're in an area and you just starting out and you don't know the people in the area, like I'm in an area where I don't have any customers. So everything that I go out and I make, I rely on the people coming up because I'm set on a busy street. I rely on the people stopping, seeing me in their car and stopping and says, I want to go see what she got over there. That's how it is right now. But if I was, let's say, if I was somewhere and I lived there 20 years and I've been coming out on Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, Christmas, Valentine's, well, I should have some customers and I should have a client base at that point, because it's not a they just see me and don't know if they're going to see me next year. That's the case here. But that's not the case with a lot of people. So, but if nobody can see you, nobody can buy from you. Now, I have not done any advertising. I haven't put any of my stuff on Facebook. I haven't put anything on Marketplace. I haven't done any of that. Good morning, Case Creations. Thank you for coming in. I haven't done any of that. And in some instances, yeah, we do need to advertise and we need to let people know where they are. But my case, I was sitting there saying, okay, if I go on my Facebook page, most of the people on my Facebook page don't live around here. They live in Georgia and Florida and way out in Maryland. They don't live out here. So I just didn't bother this time. I just did what I said I did every morning. Lord, send the people that you want to purchase from me. Send them my way today. Lord, I'm back out here again today. Can you send the people that you want to purchase from me today? The next day, Lord, I'm out here again. Can you send the people that you want to purchase from me? And that's how I left it. I left it just like that and left it alone. So I hope that this part and me being transparent as I could be, has helped somebody. And for anybody that happens to look at my live later and you were one of the ones who've already posted that you were discouraged, I hope that you're no longer discouraged and that you always just remember what God has for you is for you. Just carry that with you. And if you're not, when you go out to set up anywhere, because see, when I'm going to be out of town for a little bit, but when I get back, even though I know I'm leading up to Mother's Day, probably after Mother's Day is over, I'm going to go out at least maybe once or twice a week, and set up, because like I said, I do a lot of things. I have rhinestone t-shirts, I have vinyl t-shirts, I have tote bags with rhinestones on them, I have tote bags with vinyl on them, I have tote bags with embroidery on them, I have embroidery work downstairs. I have a lot of items that I could bring out, put on a table, set it up, and when somebody comes and says, well, I just came to see what you're selling, okay, well, I'm selling all of the different things, the different products that I make. Feel free to have a look. Do you need a business license to sell in your area? You need a business license, pretty much. You need a business license in any state that you live in. And that way, folks will know that you're legit, because some of them look at, there's so many scammers and so much stuff going on that you could be a fly by night. So it's best to have all of your items, as they say, all your ducks in a row. Now, Tina, you're here in Virginia, so you're going to need a business license, and then you're going to need a Virginia state business license, and you're going to need the county, whichever county it is, Stafford County, Spotsylvania County, Prince William County. You're gonna need a license from them as well. Yeah, that's how it is here in Virginia. You need both. You have to have a state and a city. And see, when I first started out, I didn't know that I needed a city. I knew about, because in Georgia, all I needed was the no, I didn't know that I needed. I got a state license when I got here in Virginia. I didn't know that I needed a county one or a city one. And I didn't find that out until almost like a year later when they sent me the information and said you need a county license as well. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. And because I was basing it off of how it was when I was in Georgia. And in Georgia, all I needed was the county one. I didn't need a Georgia state. And I just sent them there because they were quarterly. Virginia's is monthly. And I know that it's different everywhere. But it's better because if you're going to be vending out on the street, you don't want to get these fines. Now, I've never gotten a fine, but my nephew is in Maryland and he got a fine because he bought some stuff off of Timu and went out and tried to sell it. And he got a fine in being in Maryland without a license. And he got a fine being in DC without a license. So and then it's a matter of, far as people trying to find places to go find to vend, a lot of times we kind of put the cart before the horse. Before you go start making all these baskets to make, first go find where you can sell them at. As far as you can go to stores, you can go like some of the hotel parking lots, some of the hotels might let you park in there because you got to find places that your business, whatever it is your business is, does not conflict with their business. Now you can't go to Walmart and tell Walmart, can you park outside there and be a vendor outside, and you're selling baskets and they're selling baskets inside. They're not going to let you do that. But a gas station, Wawa, Shell, all of those, they'll some of them will, because there's a Shell down the street from where I was set up. They let the young lady set up over there. Find you a store that's no longer operating and is vacant. Go there, because when you're on somebody's property, the police does not stop you or say anything to you. But you could be on somebody's property and you didn't ask them, can you be on their property? And they could tell you to leave. And now you don't want that after you've already then sat there and put a tent up and put two and three tables up. And see, every time I went somewhere at first, I was always nervous about putting up tents and everything because I never had a chance to ask anybody, could I set up there? And a lot of times when just a table to me didn't attract attention like that. But when you started, like I had someone come to one of the locations that I was set up, and they came and I only had one table at that time that at that location. And then I was doing other stuff off the back of my truck. Well, they came and they set up a U-Haul. They set up four tables. They set up two tents. And the next minute I know, the owner of the whole parking lot system came and said, y'all have to leave. Now, I had been there 3 days already. Nobody said anything to me. That fourth day, that they came with their truck, set up, put the tent up, put all them tables out, all of this kind of stuff. Then they came and said that we had to leave. And it was because we didn't have permission to be there. I never figured out who to ask. I went in different stores, but they said it wasn't their, they were just renting. It wasn't their building. So I called myself trying to figure out how to get in touch with somebody to see if I could legally set up there. But I didn't get a chance to before the next day this truck came up, and I guess they saw me there for the last 2 or 3 days and decided They was gonna come and set up where I was set up, and they caused us to have to leave. So after that, I was like, okay, now I gotta go find a new location. And I went and I did my homework, and the big and tall store. The guy told me that I could set up in front of there. But what I realized was he wasn't getting there's that street wasn't getting as much attention as where I was. So I had to go somewhere else to find me another location that had a lot of street people, a lot of people coming on, coming up and down the street. So the location that I'm at now, it's a vacant building. So now that I'm at that vacant building, I've had no problems. And I've been there now last Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, now Easter, and I'm going to be back there on Mother's Day. But a lot of that is we do have to, before we start making the baskets, we got to know where we're going to sell them at. Now, a lot of people do Facebook Marketplace, but I made a I guess I would say I made a premonition type deal, and because I don't make New Year's resolutions and all of that kind of stuff, but I made a statement after the beginning of the year that I was going to, before this year is out, I was going to have many different streams of income coming in. And when I said I was going to have many streams of income coming in, that's what I set out to do. I want to learn how to make my own digital um, items. I want to learn how to make digital templates for different things. And I have the software. Have always had the software to do it. I just kind of never did it. But now I want to be able to have a digital. I want to get income from digital products. I do embroidery. I get customers from that. I do baskets now. I get customers from that. I do rhinestone t-shirts and I sell jewelry as well. I have customers from that. So in my eyes now, I am really fulfilling what I said I wanted to do when I said I wanted multiple streams of income. And a lot of the time we do stuff and we start to do stuff, we don't we do it and then we have nobody to sell it to. Well, see, that was my issue many years ago. I would make stuff and then I didn't have anybody to sell it to. And so I kind of pulled back on a lot of the stuff that I was doing. But now I give away a lot of stuff that I make. I bless a lot of people with stuff that I make and stuff that I buy. And now that's how I know now that God is blessing me because I'm also being a blessing to somebody. It's nothing for me to go to the store and go to the bin store and think about other folks saying, I wonder if so and so would like this. I wonder if so and so would like that. Oh, I'm going to make this for so and so. I'm going to do that for so and so. It's nothing for me to do that now. And because I feel like I'm doing that, then my hands are now open and I'm expecting God to open those doors. No, do you want your? Yes, I want my own. I have wanted my own website for the last 5 years, I can say. And I even bought the software. One time I went and I bought like my business name is Blessed Hands by Lillian. I went and bought the name and then couldn't figure out how to make the website. And then where my problem kept lying in with doing me a website is at the time, like when I make my jewelry, I only make one of a kind jewelry. So if I make a necklace set, I don't have any more beads to make another necklace if you wanted an identical necklace to that one. I just always like doing things one at a, just one. But since I've been doing baskets, I see that it's so much easier to make five of the same thing or 10 of the same thing. I had to kind of rethink that thought because I like my jewelry. I've always been one of those kind of people. I like the dress, I like colors, and I don't want to go anywhere and see you with my outfit on, and then you got my outfit on, and then you got my outfit on. Something's got to be different. So I used to say, well, you can have my outfit on, but you will never have the same jewelry I have on because I make my own jewelry. So that's how I did came up with the I only wanted to do something one of a kind. That's what I kept trying to think, Vera, and I was saying, but I don't think that I didn't know how to set it up. And that's kind of like what I'm trying to do now. I told my husband there's a lot of areas in the business that I don't know about that I need to learn about before I really press real hard on what I want, because I want to go hard with this, with selling my items and all of that. But I need to make sure I got the other stuff. To me, I need the basic stuff taken care of first, and that's a website, business cards. Like to my son surprised me this weekend and bought me the what's it called, the the little arm thing that you set up and put all your business information and put it up to somebody's phone and give them all your information. My son bought that for me this weekend, and we're going to set that up probably tomorrow, so that I won't have to keep buying business cards. But like I told him, I have to get all of these first things first. Um, yeah, my foundation. I need to get all of that because in Georgia, I had some of it. And then when I moved up here, I kind of let everything go. And if I'm going to start doing this as a back as a real business like I did before, then I need to get all of that, all my foundation stuff straight. I did set up QR codes. I have a QR code for my YouTube, my Instagram, my TikTok, Square, I think no, Cash App, Cash App. I got QR codes for all of them, and I made a little flyer that I was putting all of that on, and then I've got to go. I want to do a laser one, put it on a clear acrylic, and have it to be able to put it on my table. No, no, no. He didn't set up a QR code. He set up it's I forgot what it's called. Dot something. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold a minute. Okay, this is the box. And apparently it's a bracelet, a business card, a metal business card, and something else. And he said he'll set it up for me, with all of my information on it. Yeah, he surprised me the other day with that. He said, "Mom, you said you wanted to level up, so I'm gonna help you level up." I said, "Okay." So I don't know anything about this at all. So he's gonna have to set this up and do everything for me with that one. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now and start showing my hauls. And keep in mind, all of this stuff that I'm about to show all came from the bin store. You're right, ask and you will receive. I told my son that I wanted to move forward. I needed to go back to the foundation and start all over from the foundation to set everything up and get everything set up the way I needed to be set up. And he told me to start giving him some pictures, and he will go ahead and start posting them on my Facebook pages for me, on my TikTok, and on my Instagram. Because the only thing I really put stuff on is my YouTube page. So he's going to start helping me with doing a lot of that, so that he said I can go ahead and keep doing what I'm doing and keep designing and setting up the stuff that that I'm doing. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go with some boxes first. I was in the bin store, as I said, looking for Easter items. And look what I found in the bin store. And these were on $2 a day, I think. I don't think these were 50 cents. I think these were $2 a day. And I got four of these. And all I kept saying was these will be really nice for Mother's Day. And I got two pink, and I got found two red of these. My bin store has never been a disappointment to me. Um they have never let me down when I've gone looking for specific items. Like there's so many things at my bin store. Like when I first started, um I would look on people's lives, or I was on be on people's lives, and they would be showing um different different baskets, and they'll be in this box, and they'll be in that box, and they'll be in this plastic container, they'll be in that plastic container. And I would keep saying, okay, and they'll give you the links and say, I got that from Amazon, I got this from Amazon, I got that from Amazon. And I kept saying, well, you know what? I'm gonna go to my bin store since they get a lot of stuff from Amazon. Let me start looking for some of these boxes and some of the plastic containers, and some of the different size bags, the cellophane bags, and all of those different things like that. And it was like every time I've gone to my bin store, they never let me down with um, with my boxes and my plastic containers. And when I went, like I said, I was on so many different days, but I remember um, right here, I went to 50 cent day. I think it was 50 cent. These were either 50 cent or $2. And I got these four boxes right there. And then this, it wasn't in the box, but they had it packaged up. And these are boxes right here that you put your gift in, or put a cup in here with flowers, and then put your other gift items in here, wrap it up real good, and cellophane over top of it, and you got your nice gift basket. Well, I bought 5 boxes of these, and the reason I bought 5 boxes of these because I plan to share these with Hope. Um, I I plan to bring some of these with me so that I can give her a couple boxes of those. Um, then I found some more boxes. Now this one I'm not going to open all the way up to show what it is, but I'll show the front of it to show what size it is. It's 6 of these, and this is the depth of this one, how high it is for this one. And then it has the clear top for this one as well. Wait a minute, let me see if I can get it. It has a clear top, which shows you with the size of the box. And I got this one since I already have several boxes of this one and this size. I'm also going to give this one to Hope as well. So Hope, if you're still on here, um, you'll see the sizes of the boxes that I'm going to be bringing you. Oh, I was going, On side, the outside of those carriers right there, I was going to do a the I've never ordered the UV DTF ones, but I was going to order some of those that say Mother's Day or some kind of Mother's Day saying. Okay, here's another box, and this one opens up to like this size, and I have some of these already in this exact size, so I'm going to give these to Hope as well. Because all summer I've been finding boxes like these and the other one, the other size. I've been finding them. And so I got a batch that I'm going to give her and a batch that I'm going to keep for me. And then yesterday, day before yesterday, no, when did I go? Sunday, I went and the first thing I saw is these pink and white boxes. And I instantly thought of Mother's Day. Now, I've never found this type of box in there. And I think this one is probably not going to be any more good because of the way they got tape all the way around it. And I've never had these boxes. But I've saw different ones in their videos. They had these boxes. And I think these are called gable boxes. I think I'm putting it together right. I'm forever getting boxes and be on live. I can't put the box together to save my life. And then after I get off of the live, then that's when the box come together. But this is what this one looks like. And it has a little handle and the clear part, and you can see out, you can see through it. So I got this one came 25 in a pack, and I'll share some of those with her as well. And those were my boxes. Now, when I say my bin store, I swear by my bin store. My bin store, as they say, my bin store is the bomb. Good morning, aunties, gift baskets, and more. Thank you for coming in. Now I want to show y'all what I got for 50 cents. Because I do remember the price of these. This is one. This was a set of 3 that was packaged in a set of 3. This is 2. And this is 3. I thought these were so pretty. And I said they have to go in some Mother's Day baskets. With all of the bling and stuff on there, I just thought but I couldn't believe that I actually got this set of 3 for 50 cents. Okay, where do I want to go next? Then on $2 day, I think it was $2 day, I saw some blankets. I eyed the blankets. I saw the blankets when I was in there on $10 day on a Friday. And I said, no, I'm not trying to pay $10 for the blanket. I said, I'll wait till it get down. If it's in there on the $2 day, the next time I come, I'll get it. If it's not, then it wasn't meant for me to have it. But this is one of the 50 by 60 blankets. And right now, this same pattern, they have a cup and a blanket, but they have a blanket already with it. If they didn't have a blanket with it, City Trend has these tumblers that look identical to this pattern, but it already comes with a blanket, so it was no purpose of me trying to get that. And the other one that they had that I purchased was this heart one. And it's red, white, and pink. And I'm not sure if I will use this one for um, Mother's Day, but I know I'll definitely use it for Valentine's Day. But the other one with the red roses, I'm going to use that one for Valentine's Day in a basket. And this one. I found this sign on 50 Cent Day, and it says Mom Osa Bar. Pour some bubbly, add some juice, top with fruit, and enjoy. And that's going to go in a Mother's Day basket that I'll get some kind of drink, those mimosa drinks that I saw at the Walmart or one of those stores I saw it at. And I'll put some other stuff with this, but I'll put this together as a bag for a basket. And then sometimes when you open up the boxes, you find really nice things. Sometimes when you open up the boxes, I just seal the box back because it's not what I thought it might have been. But when I opened up this box, this is what it was. And it gave you two of them, two baskets. And you just shape it the way you need to shape it. But the part that really caught my attention was not only did it give you the basket, I'm gonna just put everything in this one container. Gave you enough to make two baskets and to get you some fillers for it to make this. And then it has the hook so you could actually hang it. But I thought that was real nice. And to get that for, I think this was $2 on $2 day. So I thought that was a nice purchase. I found these wood bases, and it was a set of 3, and these were all 50 Cent Day. And I don't have anything up here. All the stuff is downstairs, but I'll have items to sit up here, to sit right here on these, and then put my shred around it, put my items, and I got three of the same size, so I'll make 3 of whatever I make. I'll make 3 of the same concept with those. I've been having a field day with balloons. They've had, but I only do those on, even though I may see some nice ones on $4 day, I refuse to pay anything but 50 cents or $1 for the balloons. And the balloons are in packs of 6, 10, 12, and 15. I was on 50 Cent Day, and it's a pack of 12. Yeah, it's a pack of 12 6-inch red. They're the small ones, 32 millimeter ones. But these were the pubos, or I keep calling them pubos, pool bowls. And I like this one because it has this little red and gold on it. And this is what it looks like. And I would fancy it up a little bit there. And that's how it looks. And it's a pack of 12 with these. And I almost always find um, pull bows, but a lot of times I don't find them um, at the bin store on 50 cent day anymore. Now that there are a lot of um, different people buying stuff at the one that I go to, they be telling me, the workers that I talk to in there, they be telling me certain things I got to start coming back and getting. Because at one point I used to buy stuff at different prices. I didn't always wait to $1 or $2 to buy stuff. But they told me I'm gonna have to start coming back doing my $8, $10, and stuff like that, because a lot of the stuff that I was buying there is leaving. It don't get past maybe $6 day anymore like it was, because there's a lot more people buying. And then I told her, I said, well, and then not on top of that is I've shared with lots of people, and some of the people that are in my area now are going to the bin stores. Um, During Valentine's, I was able to get a these blankets, and they're all downstairs, of course. Um, these blankets that look like this. I found a pillow the other day for 50 cent. Wait a minute, let me turn it this way. If you're able to see it good. Well, I got a off white. I got two off white blankets like this, and I got two black that are like this. They didn't have any red, but I found only one of this. And I said, well, I'm going to pair it with, I still don't know which one yet I'm going to pair it with, but I'm going to pair it with either that off white blanket, or I'm going to pair it with that black. But I was kind of thinking of the red and the black, putting the red and black together, because I got a red, really pretty red rose that lights up, that I'm thinking that if I put that along with this, and um, probably like a black gift set with body wash and all of that in there, and that red rose in a nice one of the wicker baskets that I have. I think that'd be real nice, real pretty together. So I'll probably do that with that one. You mean put mom on the pillow, on the red pillow? I didn't realize my lips chapped. And this was my 50 cent day as well. This was my picture frame. And then later on, I walked around and I found this pink bow. Um, I must say it reminds me of a pashmina scarf. I was trying not to get too close to the edge. Yeah, that's the feel of this. This is a pashmina scarf. But I thought about putting this and this in the same basket. Even though I don't have mom on them. But I'm thinking about putting both of those in a basket with some really nice pink items, since everything is pink right here. Mix that with some pink items, and I think that would be really nice. I think that would be real pretty together. And this time, every time I was looking at something, I was looking at it to compare it to what I could put with this and what I could put with that. Like this one it has the same ribbons, but it's much smaller. So this could actually go along with that pink set. And then while I was walking around, I saw these little pink gnomes, but he has a couple of things in his hand that I would want to take off more than likely if I wanted to use it for another season. But it looked like it's more of a Christmas. And he does something because there is a battery pack in here. I'm not sure what he does. Yeah, there's a battery pack in here. So maybe I won't mess with this and I'll just hold this for Christmas because this one has a candy cane and then this one has a little gift basket. So I'm not going to mess with them. I was going to take them apart, but both of them have battery packs in the top part of them. So I guess I'll just put them back and hold them till Christmas. But I sure was getting ready to take that thing off of there and add them for with these different pink sets I got. So I guess I can't do that with this. But they're pretty. They're definitely pretty little gnomes. Yeah, Vera, you're right. I could because this is the back side. Yeah, I think I kind of like the putting relax on it. Putting a relax in the same print. That's the bold, that's the color of the ribbon on here. Then I'm always finding either I find tote bags, I find purses, clutches, or something along that line. I'm always finding those. And this is a nice pink bag. And then in the inside is deep and it has two pockets, two slits to put stuff on this side as well as to put stuff on that side. So let me see what it says. Time for a new adventure. Yeah, it doesn't say what kind of bag it is. And for Mother's Day, I want to have some flower arrangements. I want to have some different plants to go inside of some baskets. So I also was looking for a lot of those sets. Like this one, I wanted to be able to put some flowers in it, but it doesn't give you anywhere because these are rocks that they put here and they're all glued down. So there's no spot to kind of push it in there. So you just got to go with and straighten this out and then just use it in one of your basket concepts. But they often have a lot of these in different styles. Some they have with flowers, and some is not with flowers. But one of the reasons I got this one, I thought I could turn around and make it put flowers in it, so I could have some colored flowers. But this one um, just looks like it's only going to be greenery, so that's okay. That's okay as well. Yeah, Vera, you're right. I love pink myself. And some of the items I sit there and go, okay, if I find something and it's pink in the bin store, like, okay, like this. Well, I saw this in the bin store. I said, oh no, this mine with the little lazy Susan on it. I said, oh no, this mine. I was like, okay, I can see plenty of things in there. That's not going in no basket or anything. That's mine. I'm keeping that. And see, I look for little simple things like this. These are bookends. And to me, I will put this in one of my Mother's Day baskets. I will give them a nice set of bookends. And it's like it's off white with sprinkles of like a tan color. And I thought that was really nice when I saw it. And it was separated at first. I said, oh no, that's bookends. Those two supposed to be together. So both of these were 50 cents as one package. Okay. As I said, I always find cosmetic bags of all different styles and different types. And when I saw these, it was only two. But I like the fact that it was see-through. It was a clear see-through, and it's a nice size. So they only had two of these, and it's more of a gold color. So I got those. And I saw this package, you get 20 of them in a package. And they're just saying, they just have their little hearts that are made out of a felt type fabric in different sizes. And they say XO, it says sweet, it says love, it says hugs, and I'm sure this other one gotta say kisses. No, smile. Those are the different colors. And I will probably tuck one of these hidden somewhere in the different baskets because this box they was only 20. I was looking for more because I would take these and I would just hide them in the basket somewhere for the person to find later. But these were on 50-cent day, so more than likely they'll probably have some more back out on 50-cent day again. Okay. Now, when I said I got a lot of balloons, and I get a lot of balloons every time I go on, but I only buy them on 50 cent and $1 day. Now, these two sets here, they're the gingerbread man. One is supposed to be the gingerbread man, and one is the gingerbread woman. And it's either 5 or 6 of them in there. What my plans are to do with these is when I go to do Christmas this year, I'll have them out like on the corners of the table so that if somebody drives by, they can see that there are Christmas balloons. So that's why I bought those sets. And then I found these black and white ones, and they're calling them Halloween stripes. They almost look like Beetlejuice type stripes balloons. But what I'm going to use the balloons for is I have a couple of items that are black and white, and I'm going to put at least blow up one of them or two of them and put them in the basket that I'm doing the black and white concept. Because as soon as I saw them, I thought about I have a black and white watch set that I just got not too long ago. I think I got it from City Trend or somewhere. And I got a perfume set that had the same black and white stripe. And then I saw this and I said, oh, that would be really nice with something red. So I bought 3 packs of those because I figured I could use them with different things. And then these are all 18-inch hearts. And it is 6 in a pack. And I bought 10 packs of these red ones. They had pink, and I got 10 packs of the pink. So when I say I have more than enough balloons, I have enough balloons for the whole year. When it was Valentine's, I didn't have any that said Valentine's. I just had some that said hearts. But this last two trips to the bin store on 50 cent day, I think I made a killing. I did. I know I got about 20 packs of balloons, and all of these balloons either have 10. The least amount of them are 6, and the most amount is 15. But all of these all say Happy Valentine's Day. Be mine. Um, this pack here is a 6 pack of strawberry. Is in the shape of a strawberry. These are all different. Like this one is a rose, a picture. I mean a flower with the gold little piece in the middle, and then it has a couple of lips. Which day is 50 Cent Day? Tina, 50 Cent Day at Fred Vegas is on Thursday. Are they animal print, Maria? This I have the regular animal print already. I was able to get 4 or 5 packs of those. But this one here, this red one is an animal print. Yeah, this one is an animal print. You could glue them to a rose stem and make a bouquet with them. I've already looked at a couple of videos where I attempted to make a one for Valentine's Day, but my because my balloons were 18 inches, they were too big for what I was trying to make. And when I watched the person's video, they said you needed 10-inch balloons. So just to make that, but I still want to make that concept that I saw. So I'm gonna have to get some smaller balloons because all of these are 18 inches. But I went to Walmart, I'm not Walmart, I went to Dollar Tree and they had this garland that was a balloon. And I think I took it downstairs already. It was a balloon. It was supposed to have been a balloon garland in 7 colors. And all of them were 5 inch, 5 inch or 10 inch. I think 5 inch balloons. And they were made in the shape of the star. And they had a string that you put all of them on. So what I said I was going to do with that one was take all of the stars, blow them all up, and kind of do them in a category so that I can have one and then two and connect them, hot glue them together, and then put another one in the middle, hot glue the 3 of them, and then one, two, three, four. And so it would be four, then three, then two, and then one. And then take and wrap it all together and make it into a balloon bouquet. That was my plans for what I want to do with that for Mother's Day. But these are the sizes of all of the balloons that are in my packages. These are all 18 inch. And what I did with on Valentine's Day is I just took out my pulled out my Cricut, and a couple of them I put for Valentine's Day. I put Happy Valentine's. I put Be Mine. Because like I said, I got all of these balloons from the bin store, but none of them had any sayings on them. They didn't say anything. So I wanted a few of them to say something. And like one of them, a bear, I had a bear and a bear thing said, Be Mine. So I went and got, I found some iridescent balloons, and I took the iridescent balloon and I got the brown vinyl that I had, and I wrote Be Mine. And so it matched the shoe. I'm not the shoe. It matched the bear's paws. Yeah, when I say I got a lot of balloons, I got a lot of balloons. And this is just a small batch of what I got this visit. Because every time I go on 50 Cent Day, I come out of there. I know I come out with at least 15 or more packages of the different balloons. Good morning, Elijah. Thank you for coming in. When I go to the bin store, also, I look for a lot of different gift sets. They be having the prettiest gift sets. And these, I wasn't crazy about getting them because they had an initial on them, but I said I can work with that. And I wasn't going to worry about, because somebody's initial begins with an N and somebody's initial begin with the S. So I, first of all, I love the box. I was trying to figure out how can I salvage this box and be able to use this box as a container for this package. And it's a deep box, but it's upright instead of opening this way. But I'm gonna figure out how to use this box because I really like this box. And I might just cut off the tops here, stuff it, and then fill it the stuff from the top and have it all kind of sitting like up here, starting up there and then working it off of there. But this is the box, which is, I say, this is a gorgeous box. And then this is the cup right here. Then this is the candle that goes with it. This is the cosmetic bag that goes with it. It gives you a card that also has an N, and you can put your message on the card. It gives you the straw for the cup. And then it says, sometimes you forget that you're awesome, so this is your reminder. Handmade with love. And then it gives you this purple bracelet that has all of the colors that are in the cup and all of the other things. And I really like when I find these different kind of sets, because then you just put your perfume set or whatever else you want with it, um, a blanket, whatever else you want with it, and you have a whole set. Now, some of the other sets, they are larger than these. Like this is a small set. Some of the other sets I look for, but I have to get them on $10 day. They don't ever make it to any other day besides $10 day. And those are, when I get those sets, it may have a blanket, it has a candle, it has the loofah, it has bath bomb, it'll have a cup or a glass. Um, let's see what else is in there. One set I had, it had a washcloth and it had a towel, made out of this really thick fabric material. And I took the washcloth and made a little bear with that one. But I got an N. They only had two letters. They had an N and they had an S. So they had the N and an S. So I just got one of each because I didn't want to get a lot of them and have to worry about them being initials. Because my other ones, they don't have they're not initials. So I never have to worry about that. But this set was initials, so I said, okay, I still wanted to get it regardless. When I saw this set right here, I thought it was another one of those gift sets with a lot of different things in it, but this one surprised me a little bit. This one ended up being a ribbon made out of bling, and a couple of them were out of the package, so I could show it to you a lot better. And it has a little tie piece to go with it so that you can hook it onto whatever you want to hook it onto. But I thought that was really nice. And it comes six in a box. And these were, and if you see as you turn them, you can see them sparkling. These were also 50¢, and it's like I said, there's 6 of them in this box. So I thought of some ideas for those once I saw them. Good morning to anybody that just came in that I didn't say good morning to already. And I have two baskets that I'm making for breast cancer that I'm going to be doing for Mother's Day. And I saw this headband that has the breast cancer awareness stuff on it. So I'm gonna put one of these, since they only had one, I'm gonna put this in one of the baskets that I'm doing. Um, I have in my cart right now some fairy lights because I wanted to do a couple of things with the different fairy lights, but I didn't want the ones like you get at Dollar Tree that has um, the battery, double A batteries. And I was walking and I walked past and I started flipping stuff and I looked and I said, "Oh, a 12 pack of fairy lights. I can use that." And so this was a 12 pack of fairy lights and this was 50¢. And I said, they're not 50¢ in my cart, that's for sure. Because I have before I go before I go and purchase my stuff that I have in my cart, I'll always put the stuff in the Amazon cart and then I'll go to the bin store and say, okay, let me see if the bin store have anything that I got in my cart. And 9 times out of 10, they do. Now, I don't usually buy makeup stuff, eyelashes. I don't usually buy any of that, and I don't usually put that in any of my baskets. But I found these 5 different sets of items that I said, no, I'm gonna go ahead and get these. Um, this one set I'm getting ready to show you. It says magic, and then eyeliner and eyelashes and mascara kit, and it comes in a black little kit like this, and this is the box that it comes with and shows you on the back what to do and all of that. um okay, see, it gives you the lashes in a mirror little case, and then it gives you another set of lashes underneath of the case. And since I don't know anything about eyelashes or anything like that, I guess this is a case that maybe you sit this one on. Yeah, because it got a little hook right there. So maybe this is the case for this. Not really sure what they do with that. And then I'm sure one of these is the eyeliner. This is probably, yeah, this is the eyeliner. But they're nice. I'll hold them both up. This is the mascara and this is the eyeliner. But that's a nice little set. Nice little black and gold set. And of course, I only saw one of this one. Um, so I went on and got it. And I said, well, I don't usually make sets, use mascara or eyelashes or any of that, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it this time because that looked really nice. Excuse me 1 minute for reaching over, but sorry about that. And then there was another set that I saw somewhere out of the they had already taken the wrapping off, but this is how it actually comes wrapped up with this, but they've already taken the wrapping off of these other 3 I was able to find. But they're in black cases. And I don't know, because I don't know nothing about eyelashes. But I think this is an eyelash set of some sort. You have this piece here, and they all have its own little spots in this case. And this looked like a tweezer of some type here. And they all have those initials on them. Wait a minute. Yep, gotta go that way. Yep. And then there's the eyelashes again. So somebody that uses eyelash would know a whole lot more about these than I do. But I just thought that this was a nice little gift set. That could be a nice little gift set for someone. And I was able to find four of these um, this Thursday for 50 on 50-cent day. Then I always look for baskets. Um, and I saw this one and I thought this was pretty nice. I said, okay, I'm gonna take that one because I know I can use that. I still don't know what made me get these gloves, but I got these gloves so I could figure out. It looks like these were for trigger points, telling you where everything was in your within your hand. Because like it says right here, it says that's the ear and the genitalia area. And up here on my finger next to the baby finger, the pinky, it says that was the sinus, and down the bottom is the ear. And then it showed me that the eye and the heart was the middle, and the sinuses were up at the top part. The sinuses are on the pointer finger, and the eye and the intestines are on the bottom. And then it showed on the top of your thumb is your nose, the head, the temple. Midway is your neck. As you come down is the spinal. All the way down here is the lumbar, um, the knee. I just thought it was neat. I just thought that was a neat pair of gloves that showed you where everything on your body was, so that if you press those different areas, those this is what controls those different areas. I thought that was pretty neat, so I had to get those gloves. The acupuncture, yeah, that's it. The acupressure point. I thought that was really neat. That's like I got to get that for myself. Um, about 3 weeks ago, our bin store had a lot of the items from Dollar General, and I didn't buy a lot of stuff in there until it got to 50 cent because I said that there was no way that some of the stuff that I paid a penny for, that were $10 and $12 and $15 and $8 at Dollar General that had pennied out was in they had bought a lot of them. Now I don't know what Dollar General they bought them from. I don't know any of that, but I know Dollar General's items when I see them. And I was saying that there was no way that I was going to give them any kind of, because they started off at $10, then it went down to 8, then it went down to 6, then it went down to 4, then it went down to 2, and then it went down to 1. And I would, like, one of the times I came in there on like a $6 day, and I said, how are y'all selling Dollar General stuff that says $1 and you selling it for $6? And they said, no, we got, you can buy so many of them for $6. I said, okay. I said, well, no, that's all right. I'll wait till y'all get down to 50 cent before I buy anything that says Dollar General. So this was 50 cent day. I went there looking for some blue balloons because I'm doing a graduation package for a friend of mine, and she wants her daughter's picture on a balloon. So I couldn't find any balloon. Now, the one day I'm looking for a specific color, every blue, royal blue balloon that I saw were all numbers. Not one was a star or a heart, nothing. And I said, okay, well, now let me see if I can find some silver. Out of that whole entire store, this is the only thing I found in the bin store that was silver. Any other time I find silver balloons, gold balloons, All the other colors, I could not find. I even found the iridescent. Couldn't find any of them. I said that's just because I was looking for it. But I'm gonna take this one because it has some tassels, and I thought that was kind of cute since she's graduating. I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna put her picture on this silver balloon, and then I'll just try. I might have to just go to the Dollar Tree and just buy me two or three more stars because I want to put her name. I want to put 2026 graduate of 2026, and to maybe a couple of other more sayings. So I might have to go and just buy some more because I can't find the color that I'm looking for. But I'm going to definitely take this one because this one is 24 inches. So this is not the 18-inch one. This is a really large one. And then I think theirs are 18 inches, I believe, at the Dollar Tree. So I'll get four blue ones and put them with this one. And then that'll be her bouquet with her name and stuff that are all over those. So that's what I got with that one. Um, I found this container that I think I'm gonna use it as a basket. It's pretty neat. And the inside has a little flap like you can put something, hold something here. But then it has the zipper pocket here. It has another pocket right there. Has a pocket here. Has a pocket there. And then, like I said, this one is like, and I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it as a basket because I think it'll make a nice basket. So they only had one of that. If they had more of these, I would have got them. But I only saw one in the whole store. So 50 cents, I ain't gonna complain. I also, when I go, I'm looking for wrapping paper, or in their case, they always have um, peel and stick wallpaper. So I saw this one and it had all these pretty blues and pinks and purple. They're calling it blue wallpaper, but it has light blues, it has purples, it has some pink in there. So I got that one and I'll use that to wrap some boxes with. And then they had this one that was about three or four shades of pink. And then it like has like little stars of white throughout that one. So I got that one. They only had one of each one of these. And then they had this big roll of black and white with all the flowers on it. So I got that. Yeah, so I got that. And like I said, this was a large haul because I had several days right behind each other that I was, because I was on a mission, as they would say. I was looking for items to use for my baskets. So I did several hauls and I never showed any of the hauls. So I just said I'll just wait and I'll go live and I will show the haul. Thank you, Hope. Um, Hope and I'll be talking a lot about the shred and the paper, the grass paper they have at the different stores right now. I was in Walmart and theirs was 50% off. And I was in Walgreens and theirs was 50% off and it was a dollar. And then it was a dollar. One set was a dollar and one set was a dollar and 50. Good morning, Donna. Thank you for coming in. Um, and I told Hope, I said, I just rather wait and go to my bin store and get the shred from them because I'm always able to find them in large packages. And this was one of the packages of the pink. And it's when I say it's packed in down in here, it's packed in here. And then when I left from finding this one, because these come in boxes like this. So I went around trying to find more boxes like this because you could just see the little peak part out right here. But I couldn't find um, any more of the boxes that had the shred in them. But I'll be going back to look for some more of that. But then I found this box here, and this is a pretty big box. But this box has, from where I was looking, I kept seeing green and I kept seeing gold, and I said, well, this might be a Christmas box versus a any other color, because I kept seeing green and I saw the gold and I saw green. And I said, I bet you this is one of the boxes that has the Christmas colors in it. And I never opened it up because I saw shred, and like I said, I saw green and I saw gold, and I said, that's good enough. And it was in this big box for 50 cents. So this box is full to the top with green, gold, red, and a tan. And so I could just go in there whenever I want to mix these colors with some other colors. Yeah, see, and it don't close on its own, so I have to take that back downstairs and tape that up. I'll put that over there. Excuse me. Then I'm always looking for little bears and stuff like that. And I saw these. They look like they came in a package, but they ended up giving them to me because they said they know that these came in a package of either 3 or 4. And I thought they was just so cute. And it has a battery pack in the bottom, so he probably walks, because I haven't put any batteries in him to see what he does. But I didn't want to leave them for 50 cents. And then they gave me all 3 of them. So I thought those, I say, okay, I can use them. They can go in a basket. I just thought they were so cute. And I'm forever finding strawberry stuff. And I found this little pink strawberry neck brace. I mean neck pillow. So I said, well, I got some strawberry shortcake stuff downstairs, and a couple of strawberry different hand lotions and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna just find the other stuff that I have that got the strawberries, and I'll put all of that together as one set. I'm gonna make some religious baskets, as I call them. And I found these books. And I was glad one of them was already, I didn't want to open the package up. One is already sealed in the package, but this one is open. And this one says the Bible in a year, a 52-week journey through God's word. So I was sitting here reading and looking through it earlier, and I said, well, one of them won't get a chance to go into a basket. I'm gonna keep one for myself. So since this one is already open, I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one because I thought this was real nice, in the way it gives you reflections and different things like that on your different weeks that you're on. Like week 18 is talks about service, all the kind of things that have to do with serving. So I said, I'm gonna go ahead and since I like what I saw, I said, I'm gonna go ahead and keep one of these for myself. And of course, I went through all of the bins, looking and looking and looking, seeing if I could find some more. And all I was able to find was just these 2. So I said, okay, well, I'll just keep one for me and one go in a basket. They'll be really nice journals. Donna, bin stores are awesome. Bin stores are awesome. Those are my go-to. All right, Donna, good night. Thank you for coming on. Now, somebody had opened this package, but it didn't make a difference. It didn't, there's nothing to tell me exactly um how many were in there in here originally, or any of the instructions or anything, anything I could scan. But they're baby bibs and they're white. And I do a lot of embroidery and I do a lot of sublimation. And my only issue with this is I can't tell if this is 100% polyester, but it almost looked like it is. And so I'm going to just do a trial and error. I'm going to just do one. And I'm going to get a baby's pattern and press it and put sublimation on it and see how it comes out. And what I do is if it comes out right, I'll do a design that I can also, give to someone. Because I got a couple of baby orders coming up for someone's having a baby in August and somebody's having a baby in June. I think she said June and in August. So I'm gonna need to do some baby packages for them. Um, so if these can hold the sublimation, then I'm going to use them for the sublimation. If not, then I'm going to just use them and embroider on them. But either way, I got enough to work with because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 10 of them all together. So that'll be 10 baby bibs that I can do something either sublimation or embroider on. So I couldn't pass those up for 50 cents. And then I found another cosmetic bag. And this one is made out of material, but it's a really pretty pattern. Wait a minute, and this is the pattern for this bag. Yeah, you're right, Maria. I could go ahead and matter of fact, I'll just talk to my friend that's getting one that needs the baby shower. I know I'm doing a blanket, and I know I'm doing a hmm, why I go blank, picture frame. I make the design and she puts it in a picture frame, or the mother puts it in a picture frame. I know I'm doing those two, and probably and some burp cloths. So maybe I can go ahead and tell her about, let's, since I got them, to let's do 7 days a week. I was only able to find one of these cans, and it has the ribbon all around, that same famous popular ribbon design. But where I feel like it messed up for me was, if it didn't say Merry Christmas, I could use it any other time, but it says Merry Christmas. So I have to hold that one and wait until Christmas to use that one. Thank you, Jay. You have a great day. You have a great day as well. You have a great day as well. I greatly appreciate it. Um, I was able to find this ribbon. It's 4 inches, 4 inches by 10 yards. And I thought that was really pretty. That orange and that fuchsia. I said, oh, I got to find something that I really want to put that with, to use that, to make a bow out of it for that one. And then, as always, I always find my my cellophane bags. And when I went to try to figure out what size this bag was, it said it was 40 by something. But when I opened up this package to see, um, because like I was watching all those Easter baskets, and I was like, what size bags are they using for those tall things? Look like they trying to go, and I never knew. But when I saw this bag, I said, okay, well, I have long arms, and I would have to stand all the way back for you to see the full length of this bag. And I said, I don't know what size. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do just that. I want you to see how long this bag is. Okay, I don't know if my chair is in the way, but this bag is this long. And I said, well, they could have used these for them and this wide. Now, I don't really know what in the world I have that I would need a bag this size for. But that's what size that bag was. And that, it still never told me what size. I said, no, this thing got to be more than some 40 inches, because that bag is big. Yeah, that's what I said. I said that bag is tall. But I said, I bet you it would have worked really well with those all those large gifts that I was seeing that they were making for their in with those Easter baskets. But of course, again, that was the only one that they had. So I said, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that size, but I'll take that. I'll take it, because here again we were at 50 cents again. So I said, come on, you going home with me as well. Now I don't even remember picking up any blue balloons, but I guess I found a pack. I found a pack of blue, but this is not the blue I need. But I might have to work with that. Um, when I pick this set up right here, I'm not going to open it because it's Valentine's. But it's a 5-piece Valentine's heart, and it's a cupid, two pillows, a white pillow and a pink pillow, and an actual cupid with an arrow in this package. And I don't want to open it up because I want to leave it secured and be able to use this for Valentine's Day. Because that's all I could do with that particular one. Um, and then I found this. This was all 50 cents. I found this 100% polyester. And when you're using your sublimation printers, you have to put most of your stuff can only be on polyester. And the more the polyester, or the stronger the polyester, 85, 95%, 100% polyester, the better and clearer your designs come out. And I saw this was 70 inches wide by 54 inches long. It's like they're calling it a liner, but I wanted to use it for when I want to practice. Um, I'm not sure what just happened there. Oh, they took that picture. Um, I wanted to use that for this. So I bought this so that I can be able to practice some of my sublimation designs. Because before I put it on an actual item, and I find me some couple of pieces of polyester, and I was going to Dollar Tree and I was buying those little washcloths that they had that were 5 in a pack, and I would get them because they're 100% polyester. And I would put, before I put the design on a puzzle, because I do a lot of different puzzles, sublimation puzzles, and before I put the design on the puzzle, I'll put it on one of those washcloths, and then if it comes out right the way I want it to come out, then I'll give them, I'll just, because ain't nothing else I could do with the washcloth besides throw it away. I'll just give them the puzzle and the washcloth, or the item that I'm, the t-shirt and the washcloth. So now I got a piece of fabric now that I can just do that design on and not worry about um, doing those washcloths. I was going to, I've been supposed to be doing giveaways that I have not done a giveaway on yet. And I've been collecting these different fans because I wanted to give away a couple of these fans that I thought was really pretty. And I saw this one, and this one is black with silver. But I have some downstairs that are white with pink and blue, white with gold, a couple other colors. And that those were a couple of things that I was going to do for my giveaways. Um, I was still on 50 cent day. It's not a whole lot of these bags, and I have about 3 or 4 packs that I bought from before, but they were never this tall. And then so these, it's only like look like about six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's only 6 in this pack. Thank you, Maria. Save a silver one for me. Okay, I'll save this one because I only had the one silver one. Ottoman gifts, maybe 40 by 50. See, I never did any ottomans, auntie's baskets. I've never done any ottomans. So yeah, I guess that's true. That's probably big enough for that. For that. Okay, here's my bet. Let me see. Okay. And this one is kind of tall. So I only got 6 of these. But the other ones that I got, those had 12 in a pack. And they were wider. They weren't this tall. They were wider. They were wider than these, but not tall as these. So that was, I'll be using these for Mother's Day. I'm going to use several of those cake boxes for Mother's Day. Here, I found these little containers, and they're already ready for you to put your flowers in them. And it's the ones for real flowers, because there's the foam piece that you use for artificial flowers, and there's one that you use for real flowers. And this is a real flowers one. And it already comes in here. So I'm gonna make a couple of flower arrangements with these. I thought these were nice, and I went looking for more of these, but I couldn't find but just this one package that had these 2 in it. And then sometimes I make the mistake well, I don't make the mistake, it's just that I don't be in no hurry. On Dollar Day and 50 Cent Day, when them doors open up, those folks are already in line. And by the time I get there, there's never no carts, because I don't get there at 10 o'clock when they open up. Because I be going in there saying, okay, well, what's supposed to be mine is going to be in there when I get in there. For Christmas, I did, we got some, Hope got some candles for me from the pop shelf. and they were real pretty gold and silver candles. And what I did with two of them, no, I sold four of them. What I did with four of them was I went to the bin store and I found flowers like this. And these all have glitter. So my table gonna be full of glitter when I finish. But they all have glitter on them. And what I did was I got those clear boxes that has the the white top. Mine's had a white top and a white bottom. And I hot glued the candle to the bottom of the white base. And then I took these poinsettia flowers and I took them off the stems and I put positioned them all, glued them all around the bottom of the candle, and then I put them all back in the thing. And when you talking about, I did a red and gold because you had they were two colors. The one candle was red, I mean was gold, and one candle was silver. So I took the red with the gold and put them on the grow on the with the gold candles, and I took the blue and silver and I put them with the silver candles. And nothing else. That it was just that. They were gorgeous. And when I saw these, I said, "Oh, I got some more that I can do for," because I didn't have any more. I used all the flowers I had for that. And when I saw this box that had was full of these, that's what they bought. They bought them those candles that was decorated with those flowers around it. So I definitely plan on doing some more of those. So I'll be looking out for them for during the summer. I need a rolling bag that I can unfold and bring with me. Bring with me where? To the bin store? I don't remember. I don't think I've ever had the rolling bags that I could fold up. But I appreciate it if you're gonna look for one for me. Uh oh. Okay, I had fans in all different bags, but fans was one of the things I wanted to do, and I wanted to give it some giveaways as well. My mom had one, yes, for the bin store. Yeah, I probably do. People bring them to the flea markets. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, let me know if you find one of those. Okay, here's another fan, and this one is the black glitter on this one. Now, this is the first time I've seen them have it, the pieces in the inside. Okay, I guess because it's it got glitter on it. But that one's pretty as well. The Bluetooth pillow worked good, Miss Lily. This Bluetooth pillow worked good. Yeah, I'd be loving these fans at the bin store. Now, I might have to fight you a little bit if you walking towards fans and I see them fans and you going towards them. But I did miss out on a gold one that because I had the silver, I got the black, and the lady got the gold when I went to get the silver. And here's some more wallpaper. This is the white and gold on in this one. I'm trying to see what all. Oh, and then here, when I did those same candles, I took and I put the little trees, and I saw this pack of trees, and it reminded me of the candles that I did. And I took these little trees and glued them on four corners. So when I saw this batch of this week, I went on and got, or last week rather, I went on and got this package of trees because it's all different sizes of the little trees. So I'm gonna use them along with this the blue to go in those candle sets, because I'm gonna just make a bunch of the candles and put them in those clear packages. No, I had to tell Hope that I'm gonna have to start picking up stuff for her at my bin store. Cause there be so much stuff in my bin store that I don't even like all of the toys and stuff until I just needed some for Easter. I've never picked up any of the toys. One week I went in there, and if I knew somebody who needed a whole lot of squishmallows, the I think it was I was in there on $2 day. And I mean, I looked around and all I saw was squishmallows in those bins. And I said, man, somebody that needed some squishmallows would have made a killing in here. Because even though I don't know one squishmallow from another squishmallow, but there were squishmallows in all sizes. They even had a package, a box that had five different. They were like kind of small, but maybe a little medium size. In this one box, all it was like five different squishmallows in there, and all of the boxes kept saying original squishmallows, and it was five of them in those boxes. I just looked at them, put them back, and said, "Well, I don't have no need for those," and I just put them back. And I saw these glasses, and I said, "Well, wait a minute, these look like the glasses that we used for Valentine's Day and Mother's Day um, in this little package here." So I was like, "Wait a minute." And they're purple. I said, "Well, I gotta get that little set because I gotta see what all inside of it." So here's the glasses. This was all in one package. Okay, here's some shimmery earrings. This looked like a choker of some sort. And this is a bracelet that came with it. Let me see. I'm going to take it out the package so you can see it better. You can see the bling. That was a bracelet that came, and all this came in one package along with those glasses. And of course, they only had one. And then I'm not sure what this last piece is. Maybe a belt of some sort. Yep, just that, a belt. Now this is definitely back in the day. You got your long belt. You got your choker. You got your earrings that matches this choker, this belt. And then you got your purple sunglasses that they put with it. Now, if you were kind of making the 70s theme with the disco ball items, this would go real perfect with that. Yep, that's disco fever days. That's what I was saying. You had to, and I got some of the disco ball balloons. I'm not sure what else I have. Oh, yes, I do. I got some of the canvas that has the disco ball on it, and it's pink. Might have to see what I can come up with. to use all of this along with that. Yeah, but those, it looked like those were the my biggest items of the and then I found, like I said, this that was one bag that had a whole lot of um balloons in them, and then this bag has a lot of balloons. And like I said, when I said I was finding stuff, now this one has 25 pieces and it's square, yep, 25-piece square foil balloons, green. I mean, it's just, I just got balloons and bags everywhere. Because everywhere I looked that I could find a balloon that was a balloon, I got them. 8 pieces, 12 pieces. Um, and then I found a clear carrier bag. It says carrier travel pouch. And it says beautiful, important, brave, capable, loved, worthy, and kind. And you are. And it gives you the little pink strap. And it's the same on both sides. You are. And then it tells you all of the names. And it's a clear bag. Yeah, that's the only thing that wasn't in there. They got me the glasses and the earrings, but it didn't give me a headband. And what is this? And then I have some Valentine's gift paper. And I'm at the bottom now. I'm at the bottom. Sorry that this one was so long, but I'm at the bottom of this bag, and this was the last bag. And here's some more ribbon, and this is the Valentine ribbon that's 2 rows. That's 10 yards, and it looks like this is probably an inch and a half on that one. And one of the other times I found these little bears, and there was a box of them. There was like 24. And this time I found this box. I only found these little two, and they gave me those two because they know I had just got the big box that had these in them. So they just went on and gave me those two. But I'm gonna put these little bears in my baskets. And then I found, and I thought these was kind of cute, the way they were made. But it's 3 colors. They came in 3 colors. Let me get the last color, and then I can show you all 3 colors. But it came like 15 of these in a package. That's the purple with the gold, and I still think that they're like 70s type glasses. Here's the pink, and here's the blue. So you got pink, blue, and the purple. So what'd you think about these? Think these are look like they're more for the 70s look as well? Because I was thinking about just putting them in some baskets as well. Yeah, I like those little bears, and they had a pink one, and I said, "Well, the pink one gonna come out because long as they got more than one pink, we good." Because I'm taking the little pink one, and I kept trying to figure out how to make him a keychain because he has a little rope piece on here, but I don't know if he'd be able to stand up much for all abuse you do with the keychain. So I may just have to I saw a couple of keychains that were a pink bear, and they were actually keychains or um chains for your purse or something for your purse, a charm for your purse. So I said I'm gonna go ahead and get one of them next time I go to City Trend. City Trend is where I saw it at. I didn't know what these were. Yeah, that's where I remember seeing those kind. The guys had them on for their proms. They had them in different colors. I found this little bag and I said, I'm not sure what I was going to do with them right now. But inside this bag, it was a little girly items. There were shoes, there was a pair of boots. Let me see if I can. I'm going to get something so I can lift them up or something. Amen. Oh, I know. I'm going to get this little purple box. And sit them on top of the purple box. Okay. Well, they're not standing up, but one set, I don't know if you can see it real well. One set is a pair of boots. And then they had the little purses. And these are all made out of the silicone stuff. And it's a lot of different, it looked like it's like 4 of each one. Then you got your little hat. Uh-oh, one hat came off. Oh, okay. This is the purse. Then you got your glasses. You got your little glasses. Then you got, yep. Now that you said Barbie, they got some different bowls right here, and it has Barbie's picture. Because all of this is, like I said, is silicone, but there's Barbie's emblem on them. And they're nice sides, but all of them were in this one little bag. Because I got a little lipstick, I got a hairbrush, look like a blow dryer. Yeah, a blow dryer, the little hairbrush, the little lipstick, and I think that came off a hat, the little bow. Yeah, the little bow came off of the hat. Yeah. And I think, oh, and a bigger lipstick. They got a little lipstick and then they got a bigger lipstick. But all of these were in this bag right here. And at the time I wasn't sure what they were, what I would use them for, but I said for 50 cents I'll figure it out. And who knows? I might even be able to use it as Barbie accessories for an Easter basket for Barbie next year. So that was that. And the rest were all different balloons. Oh, one more. I bought 3 of these little packages. One of the young ladies that always tell me things to buy and to tell me things to look out for, told me to get one of these. Now, I'm not really sure. I don't like what the words say, and I'm not going to read it out loud. Yeah, I'm not really sure why she told me to get that, because that ain't nothing that I would use. Not with the language that was just used in there. So those would definitely, I'd be definitely giving this away to somebody, because that definitely won't be a saying that I would use in any of my baskets. Let me see if all of them are the same. Yeah, I wouldn't use that either. Then she gave me, because she had several packages and was telling me that I would like the sayings on these packages, but no, these packages I'm going to take back and give them to her and tell her she can have them. That's what she thought she gave me. No, 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 no. Them other two packages got to go back. Hello, Lillian. Good morning, Dorothy. Thank you for coming in. Now, this is right up my alley. Wait a minute, let it be still. To put in a basket. It says Isaiah 43:2. When you go through deep waters, I will be with you. See, I'll put that with, this and a couple of other things that I have, and prayer cards. Because this will be the journal, the prayer cards. I got lotion, hand cream that has Bible verses on it, and a couple of other things. I will put all of that together and do that all as one package in a bag, probably. No, you probably look at that saying that was on two of them and go, "What? No, they didn't." Yeah, no. I'm like, ain't nothing I'm gonna do with that. Now this I can work with. I think she thought what she gave me were these sayings, not what was on them two sayings. She didn't mean to give me them. I think I'll just put them two in my purse for when I go back over there and tell her, you didn't mean to give me these. You didn't mean for me to buy those. And I'll let her look at them. Well, I want to thank everybody that has come on my live tonight or this morning. I have shown you everything that I got from the bin store for 2 or 3 different visits. I'm making sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, I did purchase one other thing. This was a sequin stole scarf, I guess. All I saw was fabric. I didn't care about it being a sequin stole or whatever. Um, I've been watching a lot of the ladies that are doing embroidery, and they're doing sequin. They're doing applique designs, and so like they say, they may do mom or mama, MAMA in a applique form, and you stitch down the first row of stitches, and then you'll take this applique fabric and you will put it across your hoop, and then it will come back and it will stitch over top of this saying mama. They would stitch mama out again, and then it would stitch the satin stitch, and then you would go and you cut off everything close to there, close to the stitches without cutting the stitches, and you'll be using it as the satin fabric. Well, when I saw this and it was 50 cents, now it is gorgeous. This is really pretty sequin, a pretty sequin stole or scarf or whatever. But when I saw it, all I saw was, oh, I can make um several applique designs with this. And I don't have to go to the fabric store and buy no fabric. So that's what why I got this. Because I want to try to I haven't done the sequins and applique or anything like that. And I thought every time I see somebody do them, I thought it was really pretty. So I wanted to be able to do some, but I wanted to be cost effective. So 50 cent for me buying that scarf and me doing the sequin applique, I think that'll be a win-win for me. Uh, I can bring you the other one. I got two. I keep it one for me. I can give you the other one. Yep. I can bring you one. Well, that's the end of my haul. That was everything that I got. So did was I right when I said I scored pretty good from a bin store? Even though it was 3 different days that I was on the hunt for toys, but I found a whole lot of other stuff along with toys. Yep, I found a whole lot of other stuff with toys. So now I got everything on my dining room table, and I'll put everything in order and put everything together. Get all my balloons and put all of them in one, already in the back container I got downstairs for all the balloons. All the stuff that I'm working on for Mother's Day will go in the different spots so that I can get going with those. I can't wait to use those pictures, those African pictures, because I think those were really pretty. And I already had one that I got from Family Dollar that I have that already in a basket that I haven't put together yet. So I will take that one. So now I actually have four that's going to have a real large, those large pictures in it. So I think those will be pretty good. Yes, I got 10 of the teal ones and 10 of the pink ones, but I never did anything with them. Yeah, I didn't. I haven't used them. Um, I'm gonna get the acetone fingernail polish remover and do the take the name off of it. Yeah, I might decide to pull out at least one or two of those and try them with some kind of. Very, you mean to make some small concepts for kids to buy for their mothers? Okay. Thank you, Angela, and good morning. Good morning. Hope. Thank you. Yeah, I was excited about this haul. I was going to just do a video and show the haul, but I was like, I had found so many good or in my eyes good items and to share. I said, no, I think I want to go live and show them all of the things I was able to find because some things you don't think that you'll be even able to find at the bin store. Oh, now this is a project that I forgot about these sitting here. These were the breast cancer pins. And I'm not sure because this church that I'm at now, um, we've only been there, came last November. I think it was last November. So I wasn't there during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is October. So I don't know what they do for the women. Um, but when I saw these in the at the bin store, and it said it was 25 pins. So I don't know if there's 25 women. I have to look because this Saturday I'll be going to the first women's event that they have. Um, first women's get together that they have is every second Saturday, and I for some reason never able to make it. So I'm going to determine I'm making it this Saturday, and I want to find out how many women are there because if it's 25 women, and if there's not, I'll have to find more. But if it's 25 women that'll be there in October, I want to I'm gonna pass these out or give them out to all of the women at that second, the second Saturday in October. I'll hold on to these and pass them out, and like on that say I guess that next Sunday that we go to church after we pass them out and give them to everybody, all of the women come in and wear these pink pins and say I support breast cancer awareness. Yep, that was what. Let me see. And I think this is it. This little little pouch set I saw that's iridescent as well. I'll put that together with something. But that's everything that I found at my bin store for 3 different visits. Um, but I feel like that has definitely given me a lot to work with. Um, I'll go through my balloons because for Mother's Day, I have 2 or 3 packs that say Happy Mother's Day, and I got them downstairs. Excuse me. Those are ready to be blown up, but I have them downstairs because every time I make a basket, I'm going to put the balloon inside there, inside of the basket. Vera, do you want some of the teal? If you want some of the teal, I'll go tomorrow and see if my store still have them. Cause they had this great big container or box, and they were the teal balloon the baskets were filled all the way up to the top. I came over one time, got 20 of them, and that was all I needed, and I didn't get any more. But if you need 20 of them, I can sure enough go get them because they're what, $1.89 or $1.98 or something to that effect. Yeah, if you just let me, if you need some, I can get some teal ones for you. Oh, you have the teal already. Oh, wait a minute. I'm trying to think. Did my store have pink? I know they had blue. They had blue with the lid. Wait a minute. I'll find out real quick if my store still have it. Um, let me see. Give me 1 minute. I'm pull it up and see if my stores tell me they still have them. Because if they still have them, I'll go over there and get them for you tomorrow. Continue. Okay. I'm surprised I ain't already have them in my search. Um, what are those called? Buckets? Mini buckets. Pickup unavailable. Delivery. Pickup. Okay, my store says they don't have the blue ones in stock right now, but no, that's not the right one because that says 498. The 198 ones, the they have delivery available, they don't have pickup. Um and I don't see the mini pink ones. I see the five, all I'm seeing is the 5 gallon um pink ones. They're not even showing it as them selling it. But I know I went in there and they had the pink ones, they had the blue, the navy blue, and they had the teal ones. I have to go in there and look my own for my own self because I don't believe this. I didn't even know they had a 2 gallon blue, but it's probably not with a lid because the other one shows you it has a lid. Let's see. Yeah, it's on. It's not available. Let me put in my because that's not my zip code. Yeah, it's out of stock at my store. Is what they're saying. Yeah, the I was looking for the $1.98 one because that's the mini one. It's saying that they don't have blue, the blue or the pink. Good night, Lisa, and good night, Doctor Ismar Durismar. Thank you for being on my live. Thank you for coming out and supporting me, and thank you for hanging with me. Y'all have a good night. Okay, I've been on here for a while now and I've shown all my haul and I talked about the stuff that I wanted to talk about that was on my heart. Um, because like I said, that kind of bothered me that it was several people was really discouraged. And when I went and looked on the Facebook group, so many was on there so discouraged and all of that that I just it was in my heart to just say something um, to help them not be discouraged, for them to keep going. Don't give up. Don't quit. The race wasn't given to the swift. The race was given to the one that endures. And the race, you can call it, you can look at it whichever way you want to look at it, far as a race is concerned, because you're the only one that knows what your finish line is or what you want your finish line to be. You go out. Okay, our next big one is Mother's Day. All right. You depend on, we know that we already know from previous that you have a lot of last minute shoppers. Because, like I said in one of my lives on last, my first Mother's Day, which was last year, I got out, I got out to my location at 7:30 and I started to set getting stuff out the truck. I didn't have the stuff out of the truck good before I had 3 or 4 people pull up needing a gift because they were on their way to church to get they were no they were on their way to get their mom from her house to go to church. So I had to hurry up, and we had already put the table down, but I hadn't put nothing on the table yet. I had to hurry up and pull stuff out so that they can see, so they can pick out some stuff because they were trying to hurry up and get to their mom and get the mom so they can take the mom to the church to a service. So it's not a point of, okay, we know that a lot of people wait until the last minute, which is like that Valentine's Day or that Valentine's Day or that Mother's Day or that Easter morning or that whatever Father's Day morning. We know that they do that, but we also know that there are people who shop early and get it out the way. So we have to try to accommodate both ends because when you think about it, they just started. When I went in Walmart today or yesterday, all of the Easter stuff was all moved over to two rows, to two whole long rows. All the rest of those rows were Mother's Day. And then when you went on the flip side, on the back side of one of the ones that used to have Easter, they it was Fourth of July stuff. So just like they don't wait to put their stuff out and they for us to come and purchase it, that same thing applies. So from right now on all the way up to Mother's Day, we can start talking about Mother's Day items to people because they can always get their items for their mother and put it up, or for their wife and put it up. They don't have to necessarily wait until then, but then we know that we do have people who wait. So it's kind of up to us to say, am I going to go out just the week of Mother's Day? Am I going to go out the Sunday before all the way to the Sunday? Am I going to go out the week before Mother's Day and go out the next week, which is leading to Mother's Day? And so I'll go out for 2 weeks. That kind of choice is usually up to us, which is also another choice that we can also give ourselves a value amount. Okay, I want to make, let's say for giggles, okay, this Mother's Day, I want to make $6,000. Well, from today, let's say from today, if we give ourselves that a value amount, from today, we got to get, and I thank you for this one, for showing me how to do this one, how to sit down and get your paper together and start putting your information down there, start figuring out what you want as far as those baskets are concerned. Once you finish one, put it together and say how much everything is. And then from there, you can start saying, okay, well, I need X amount of baskets if I'm trying to get $6,000 as my end result. And then from that point on, you got something to work for. Then it kind of goes to is you don't have time to wait around, and you don't have time to decide, well, I'm not going to do, because see, I know Valentine's Day, leading up to Valentine's Day, after Christmas, there were days that I could not, my shop is, my whole basement is my shop. There was times I couldn't even walk down those steps, that my back and my hip was hurting so bad. So all I could do was lay in my bed. I couldn't even, I was going to try to do some figure out, maybe make a bowl and doing some stuff like that, trying to do something that I could keep me active while I was kind of laid on my back. But I know when it's time to shut up and sit down and not do nothing, and when to keep moving. So when the times came that I was feeling well, I had to get downstairs and I had to get the making stuff. I had to get the working because I didn't know when my back would start messing up and I can't get out of the bed and I can't do anything. I said, you're right. Hope showed me about the bedside bin. Get me some stuff and put it beside the bed. So when those days came that I couldn't get up and really do a whole lot of moving around, well, can I scooch all the way up in the bed, put the pillows behind my back, and try to do some work? And that's what I did. And that's exactly. Um, Good night, Vera. Thank you for coming on, and we'll talk soon. But and that's that's so true. We have to have a plan. We can't just say, well, I'm gonna make 200 baskets. I'm gonna make 300 baskets. We have to have a plan. We have to, Okay, if I'm making 300 baskets, will them 300 baskets be X amount of money? That I do I want to make be able to say I made 300 baskets, or do I want to make X amount of baskets because I have a money amount that I'm trying to achieve? So it's kind of like we have to figure that out. Good morning, Miss Joy. Good morning. Thank you for coming to join us. We're just about to get off, but thank you for joining us, though. Yep, hope I agree with you 100%. Planning and organizing definitely is the key. If not, we'll just be twirling around, twirling around, twirling around, just saying, I made baskets, I made this basket, I made that basket. But we have to have a plan. And this time, like I'm one of the biggest ones. I didn't have a plan. Like last year when I did Valentine's Day, that was my first Valentine's Day. I had no direction. I had no thought on what I was doing. Everything that I was trying, I didn't know anything about catching the sales and any of that. So I was out here running around with a chicken with my neck cut off, trying to figure out where to buy products from to make my baskets. So everything that I bought back then was all full price. Nothing was on sale that I got for Valentine's Day. And then I turned around and messed around and did the same thing for Mother's Day. I still didn't know to go out and catch all the sales right after Valentine's Day. I didn't think about any of that until after I started coming on the community and started watching people's videos, and everybody said, no, go over to Family Dollar. They got this on sale. Go over to this store. They got that on sale. Go over to the, and then that's where I said, oh, okay, I've been doing this all wrong. So a lot of money profit that I could have made, I didn't make it because all my stuff was all full price. But not this year. Not this year. When Christmas came, as everybody could see from my hauls, I was not playing around. I was not playing around. I said, "Oh, it happened to me one time. When you know better, you do better." And at that time, I didn't know better. But when Christmas and stuff came, I knew better. I had a goal. I had a plan. As they say, when I called my son and told him what I was looking for here, and I was in Georgia, he said, "Mom, I got you." And when next minute I know my son come calling me and showing me all these bears and said, "Well, Mama, they right here in my hand. Do you want them all?" And I said, "Well, what's do I want them all? How many you got? If you're saying do I want them all?" And it was like 25 of those bears, I believe. I told him, I said, "I want them all. Get them, take all of them you see." And he understood the assignment because he turned around and left and went to another store and said, "Well, Mama, since I'm out and about, let me go ahead and go to some more stores for you, see what I can find." And when I came home, my house was full of red and green bears. And I said, "Go ahead, son. You understood the assignment." And when Valentine's Day came, all I did was grab bears and put them in a container. Grab bears and put them in a wicker basket. Grab bears and put them. I wasn't running around trying to find bears to fill my baskets with. I had it. I was Johnny on the spot. And Valentine's came, and that next morning, I was at Walmart. Then when I found out about Walgreens, I went to five Walgreens and five Walgreens and five Walmarts. And when I came back home and I started taking pictures, I didn't even have the room to sit them things anywhere else besides line them up on the floor in my dining room and my living room. And them bears took up my dining room and my living room when I went to show all of the pictures. And I said, I got enough bears to allow me the rest of the year and probably some of next year. But I could think of last year, I bought bears for $10. I bought bears for $15. I bought bears for $12. I bought bears for $7. And all of that was cutting into my profit. But I didn't know that we were able to find bears, those same 12, $25 bears that I was buying were running around here at up different times for $3 and $4. I got a couple of those um which one is the $25 bears, and the $25 bears, I actually got some of them for $1.97. And those ones, the size of the ones we got for Christmas, I was able to get some of them at my Walmart on that 90% off for like 97 cents, $1.27. And I was like, those bears was $12.97 and $15 and $25. No, those bears end up being $1.97, 94 cents, 97 cents. And I said, I'm sorry, but I ain't leave none for nobody. I ain't leave none for nobody. Me and Hope got together down in Georgia. We ain't leave none for nobody. Yep. The $5 blankets. Yep. I said, oh no, not this go round. But I understood, as they say, not necessarily even saying I understood the assignment. I understood how to shop wisely, how to shop wisely and do that, and then so I can actually be able to make a profit from my items that I'm making. Because last year when I was doing it, I did not make, to me, I did not make a profit like I thought I was should be made a profit. But when I started doing my Valentine ones, and I had already caught all of the some of the same items that I bought last year, and I was able to catch them for the prices that I did, I was like, okay, now I definitely see a profit. And at that point, it was like it was on, it was in my head, and I was like, I gotta do it, I gotta get it done. Good morning, Just Gifted. Yeah, it was like I have to get it done, and I haven't stopped. I haven't, I now I'm not just purchasing just to be purchasing and all of that kind of stuff, because I've gotten quite a bit of stuff that I'm ready to put in baskets for Mother's Day. Matter of fact, for when I went out for Easter, like I started when I was talking about the first when I first came on, I can't the items that I sold. I only had on Friday when I went out, I only had 6 girl baskets and 6 boy baskets. All the rest of my baskets were Mother's Day gifts and Father's Day gifts. And I sold those gifts. But if I'd have just came out with just those Easter baskets that I had, and that's it, I'd have lost a lot of customers because they were looking for other things other than just Easter basket for their kids. And then the next day I came out and I said, well, you know what? I got the men's stuff in that container that I didn't put out at all. Let me put the men's stuff out, some of the men's stuff out as well. And one of the ladies came up and she needed a gift for her husband as well as her kids. I got you covered. Here you go. Here's 5 men's gifts to choose from. She chose which one she wanted. She got it. The next day, some I know I think I came out with 30 women's gifts, and I think I have 10 left, 10 women's gifts, 12 women's gifts, something like that. And I was going, okay, well, my intentions was I was going to take at least 30 to 40 gifts with me down to Georgia. But I was like, now I got to go back and I got to make some more gifts in order for me to take down to Georgia with me. And I was like, not a problem. Do what you need to do, make it happen. I got until Saturday to get me another maybe 20 more gifts to take with me. And I want them to be a very all different price ranges. I don't want them to all to be the same price range. I'm gonna do them in different price ranges so that I'll have everybody covered. And then I'll need to take at least one or two, maybe three men's gifts down there with me because I'm not gonna forget them. I'm not gonna leave them out. And I'll probably take them two boy baskets, Easter baskets that I had. I might take the eggs out of them, and I may go ahead and take them down. They can be a birthday gift. Thank you so much, Hope. Thank you so much. But this has been this has been a real good video to me. And like I said before, this has started to be an eye opener, because sometimes we don't know what our abilities are. We don't know what we're capable of sometimes. And sometimes we have to be stretched in order for us to grow. We have to be stretched in all areas, mind, body, and soul. Um, and that's how he because if we never allow ourselves to be stretched, we can never grow. And all of this, I did baskets back in 2000, and it was nothing for me to Valentine. I still remember Valentine's Day back then as if it was yesterday. And it was like I went out the whole week. Let's say Valentine's Day was on a Saturday. I went out that Sunday all the way up until that Saturday. And I remember calling my husband every day because I went out by myself. I didn't have anybody out with me. I went out by myself. I remember calling my husband, and he was a police officer at the time. I remember calling him and telling him to come by my location because I had too much cash on me. I was having $1,000 at a time in my pocket. And I was like, okay, I can't be staying out here with all of this cash like this. And I would call him, he'd come get it, he'd take it home. And a couple of hours later, I call him again and tell him, look, come get this money off me and take it home. And it was like, it was nothing for me to walk away after 2 days with three to $5,000 easily. And I hadn't even got to the actual day yet. So when I sit back and I think about that one, and I'm thinking now that, I've gotten back into this and I loved it back then and I love it now. And I think I love it because of the fact of that's one more thing that I can be creative in. I can use my abilities in. I love playing with colors. I love bright colors. I love things that get attention. I like attention grabbers. Um, and with baskets, you can do that because it's the sky's the limit when it comes down to our baskets. It's all about our imagination and what we think and how we think a basket would look. Because, like I kept saying, I used to say this all the time when I made jewelry and I was teaching jewelry classes. I would tell them, I had to show it to them first before they would believe me. I would put ten of the jewelry little trays on a table, five on this side, five on that side, and I have 10 women. And I would give every single person the same pendant. I give them all the same beads. And I told them, I said, I can guarantee you when we finish making a bracelet, earrings, and a necklace, none of you will have the same exact item. And I said, and that's because none of us think alike. So we will not have the same. Only way we can have the same is if you sit there and you watch me do XYZ and you copy it piece by piece by piece by piece. That's the only way you're going to have the same thing I have because your brain is not going to tell you to make the same thing that I made. And we did they made all made their stuff, and then we did a show and tell. Everybody put their stuff on, and paraded around to show everybody their necklace sets, their earrings, and their bracelet. And none of them were the same. None of them were the same. And that's the same as with us with baskets. All of us could get the same basket, the same contents, the exact same contents. And I can almost guarantee 10 of us around the table with the same stuff, and we're not going to lay them out the same way. And when we close them up and put our bow on them, they're not going to look the same. They're not going to look the same. Only way they're going to look the same is if we sat there and said, no, I want to do mine like she did hers. I'm going to put mine this here. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put that there and do a duplicate. That's the only way we'll have the same ones. And I love the fact that when we do it, when we do it, it's that it's our imagination. It's all about imagine. It's all creativity and imagination. That's the two takeaways from that: creativity and imagination. Because it's whatever you can imagine how you want your basket to look, or how you want your design to look. Like I'm learning to do um, the graduation bags, the graduation t-shirts, the graduation stoves, and there are so many styles and so many designs. But if you want to make your own design and start from scratch, then it's going to be your imagination, not somebody else's imagination. And see, that's what I kept doing with those at first. I kept using what somebody else had already made, but then the whole time I wanted to use my own imagination. I wanted to come up with my own items and my own figure out how to do my own. And then I started watching a couple of videos, and I said, you know what, now I understand what they did, because like they were working in Canva. I paid for a monthly subscription for Canva so I could have Canva Pro to do all of what I wanted to do. But at the time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then when I started watching the videos and I saw how they went step by step, and they put a swoosh here, a swirl there, a paintbrush splatters here, and then my imagination starts saying, "Okay, well, I want to try this. Put in that word. Put in that word. Okay, take a couple of them and put some pictures up there. Put some clouds to cover it from being just a straight across." And the next minute, I know I'm looking and I say, "Wow, I made my own design." And it was came out of my head, not that I copied from somebody else. So that's what I meant when I said, our imagination, our creativity, because we can have something in our head and try to get somebody else to put it in form for us, and we can't do that. And Vera, I gotta get with you, because I think you have the 3D machines now, right? I think she's still there. I want to be able to get some 3D items. I don't know. Am I frozen? I hope I'm not frozen. If anybody can still hear me, can you say yes? Let me know. Am I frozen or anything? Because it looks like I'm frozen. Wait a minute. Let me go on my um and see if I'm frozen. Okay. Thank you. I thought I was frozen for a minute there. So Vera, you say you have a 3D printer? She has a 3D printer, not on my end. Okay. Yeah, I wanna when I was talking to my husband about the 3D printers, and I was talking to him about the DTF printers and the UV DTF printers, and I was saying I already have in my whole work area, I already have a Cricut maker. I have two Cameo silhouette twos. I have a Caesar Romeo, and all of those were are cutters. And then I have the Brother um, SP1 sublimation printer. And I was telling them I don't really think I want to get another machine because I sometimes don't have the time or have a chance to work with all of the different ones I have already. Okay, thanks Maria for letting me know that, and Miss Joy and Vera and Hope. Um, but yeah, I was like, I don't know if I want to add more things to what I already have downstairs. I um I want some UV DTF items, and I may just have to go ahead and find me somebody to purchase them from without me worrying about right now um doing getting them, because I just don't want, and I'm not one of those people that when a new machine come out I got to have it. I don't feel that way because my embroidery machine, I have a commercial embroidery machine, and I bought that embroidery machine in 2005, and it is now 2026. That machine has not given me any problems until last October. It went down on me, and I had to pay the guy come from North Carolina to fix it. But like I told him, and like he told me, he said those machines are workhorses. Long as you keep them oiled and you pay attention to the hooping and make sure you don't let the hoop hit the mechanism of let the needle hit the mechanism where the hoop is, those machines will run for you for a long period of time. And my machine has been running for me for 20 years. And I see no reason right now for me to even think about buying a new embroidery machine, commercial embroidery machine. And the only reason I would buy it is to be able to say, what, I got the newest one, when my machine isn't, there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm going to keep running my machine until I can't run it anymore. But I might go ahead and get another one because I have a 15 needle. I could possibly get me a 6 or 7 needle, and then I could maybe take it to some events with me. Well, that would be the only reason that I'm thinking about buying another embroidery machine. And I bought another home one. And I think Vera and I both have the same home one. And I'm not sure how much she uses hers, but I don't use mine much. It kind of got on my nerves I kept having to try to have issues with trying to bring the designs on this jump drive that I had that they give you. And after that, I was like, you know what? It's a sewing machine and it's an embroidery machine. Okay, well, I just added another sewing machine um to my batch now. I guess I haven't done that yet, Vera. So I might have to be calling you to help you, ask you to help me with that one. Because after a while, that machine was getting on my nerves, and I was like, okay, this does not work like my commercial machine. But sometimes we can add this and add that and add this machine and add that machine and add that machine, and to where all of it overwhelms us. um to where we got so many different, sometimes I call them, these are my toys, almost like men have their cars, their motorcycles, their dirt bikes, their four-wheelers, their this, their that, we have those machines. We have our sewing machines, our um, embroidery machines, our cutters, our DTF, our UV DTF, our laser machines, and then sometimes, but when we get a lot of that and we have so much of it, when you, especially like me, for instance, I go downstairs sometime and I get overwhelmed. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do today. So that's when I started saying, okay, today I'm a sew. Tomorrow I'm gonna do embroidery. Tomorrow I'll make baskets. And it was like that's where I had to start saying, so that every day I'm gonna be able to do something with the machines that I have downstairs. Then I may say, okay, well, I'm gonna do rhinestone t-shirts on Thursday. And on Friday I'm gonna do XYZ. On Saturday I'm not doing anything. And that's kind of how I had to do with it for a while so that it would not overwhelm me. And I said, if I'm being overwhelmed with just a little bit of things that I have, can you imagine somebody who has more machines than I have? They would have to be overwhelmed if they're trying to do everything themselves and they have no assistance, no help, no anything like that. And I don't have anybody but me downstairs. So I hope that um, this whole entire video was a help to everyone that was on here tonight with me listening, and to anyone who gets on and looks at the video or looks at the live replay. I hope some of what I've said help you make some decisions on, what to do going forward, how to do things going forward. By any means, if there's anything that I can help anybody with, feel free, reach out to me and ask questions, and I'm more than happy to answer your questions, help you with anything that you need help with. And I guess before I end the video, does anybody have any questions pertaining to anything that I was kind of just talking about or I talked about earlier? Okay, if nobody has any questions, then I thank you all for being here with me and hanging with me for these last 3 hours. Didn't realize that it was 3 hours, but these last 3 hours, I thank you. I thank you all for supporting me and um, my journey, my channel. Thank you all for being my friends and being there for me, and I hope to be able to be there for you as well. And I'm going to say good night, and I will see you on the next video, or I will see you on the next live. Have a good rest of your morning. I'm not really sure right now. I'm not where I can see the clock, so I don't know what time it is, but have a good sleep. I'm not going to say good night because it's morning. Have a good morning. Get a good night's sleep. And I will talk to you on my next video. Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. I truly do greatly appreciate. Like I said a long time ago, this has been a journey to me that I never saw coming. Because I'm not a person to get behind the video. I kept saying I wanted to be that one who all you see my hands. I never wanted to be the one that get in front of the camera and start talking and start doing stuff. But the thing that I understood was, if I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to be a boss lady and I'm going to be my own owner of my business, then can't nobody sell anything for me but me. I mean, you can market for me and all of that kind of stuff, but I have to market for me, because almost like what's something that I didn't used to do. I would make rhinestone shirts and I never wore my own rhinestone shirts. Well, I got to be my own advertisement. And I realize that now, but I didn't used to do that. I didn't used to advertise. I did embroidery. I never had any embroidery items that had anything that besides my initials. That's it. Now I did used to wear the boots. Um, when I was in Georgia, I used to put my initials on my boots and I wear them around, and people would say they like my boots. Where you get them from? I made them. I embroidered them. I got work that way. But at some point I stopped, and it's like now everybody walks around and they're walking billboards because they're selling their own, they're selling what they do. They selling t-shirts with rhinestones on them. Somebody gonna come up and say, "Oh, I like that design. Where you get that from?" I made it. Would you like me to make you one? So I had to become, um, as they say, I have to be. You have to be your own advocate when you go to the doctor and all of that kind of stuff. Well, you have to do the same thing for your business. And I'm now at that stage where first I was afraid to do lives, and I would not do lives. I used to talk to Hope all the time and tell her I do not do no lives. I do not want it. I'm not comfortable doing a live, but I have to force myself. I have to get out of my comfort zone, and I have to make myself do some things that I may not want to do. But my biggest thing is if anytime I get on live, if I can help somebody, then I've accomplished what I set out to accomplish. Every time I open my mouth, um, I want to give God the glory. I want to give him all his honor and all his praises every time I open up my mouth, because I know I'm nothing without him. And I want other people, I don't care if you're religious or not. It's not about being religious. It's about knowing who you belong to. And whether or not you accept it or not, that's on you. But I know who I belong to. So I'm going to make sure that I honor him on every video that I do, because I need to let him understand that I realized how I got here. And it wasn't just on my merit. I realized how I got here. So every time I make a video, um, I hope I portray that. I hope I come across that way. I hope I come across that I'm willing to help anybody that needs help, because we all need help. We're None of us are an island unto ourselves. We all need each other. We all need each other's help. And when we start getting too big that we feel like we did it all on our own and it's nothing you could teach me and nothing you could tell me, then we got a problem. Yeah, then we got a problem. And I could go on when it's come down to start talking about the Lord and what he's done for us and all that. I can talk on that one, but I just want to leave those nuggets there. I want to drop those gems, as they say, and let you know that we are nothing without him. And he gets all the glory, the honor, the grace, everything. Because every day we get up by God's grace. Every day we get up. We get up by God's grace. Whether when we're able to open our eyes that in the morning, God's grace. Because there's some that went to bed and never woke up. So we all need to be thankful that we are on the side of the living. And that's how I'm going to end this video. I thank God that we are all on the side of the living. And I will see you in the next video. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time it is that you're watching this video. And I thank you for being on here with me. Y'all have a blessed morning. As they say, God loves you, and so do I. Bye.